Rockstar energy. Gets me energized so I can go out and send it. Hustle on.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Link ECU. We know what it takes to win. Pushing boundaries, performing under pressure, and having the best people on your team. Link ECU, the performance, reliability, and power to get to the podium.
For 30 Formula Drift teams, our professional Tire Stacks crew will mount over 1,000 tires during a weekend to keep our drivers on track, competing at the highest level. TireStacks.com, the official tire service of Formula Drift.
The magic of Rain-X. Okay, that's some serious Hollywood stuff right there. But with Rain-X Latitude water repellency blades, the magic is real. These blades apply a new longer-lasting water repellency formula. The magic of Rain-X repels water from your windshield so water beads up and rolls away while you drive, giving you the clearest view possible. Treat your windshield for safer driving visibility with Rain-X Latitude water repellency wiper blades.
My heart just dropped. Thinking about you, just stops when I'm without you. My heart just dropped. Thinking about you, just stops when I'm without you.
Drip too hard, don't stand too close, you gon' come around drown. Off this way, doing all these shows. I've been on the road, I don't care where I go, as long as I get paid. Bad little vibe, she been on my mind. Soon as I get back, she can slay. Do this all the time, this ain't no surprise. Every other night, another movie get made. Drip too hard, don't stand too close, you gon' come around drown. Off this way, doing all these shows. I've been on the road, I don't care where I go, as long as I get paid. Bad little vibe, she been on my mind. Soon as I get back, she can slay. Do this all the time, this ain't no surprise. Every other night, another movie get made.
Congratulations. There it is.
I'm Jared Deanna, and I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Ryan Sage. Ryan, we have a beautiful day, a great track.
I guess it's a win-win the way you look at it, but man, this is gonna be...
Oh! Chris loses it!
Oh, and Darren McNamara, what happened? Oh, Jared! down before he drops the tire right there. Oh!
Ninja as Millen's pushing hard, and look at this! Pushing way too hard.
This corner right here. Oh!
Blazing speed, and he hits the outside rear clipping zone.
Looking hot, 59 miles per hour.
Oh!
Conrad Grunwald slams into the tire wall.
I would like to see us continue to kind of move on the trajectory that we're on and continue to sell out events, grow the drivers and their programs, grow our audience, our live stream viewership, all the things that are important to us as a business. I'd love to see that continue to grow. And at the same time, what's important is that people are achieving their dreams.
Wow, what a beautiful day here at Road Atlanta. We are back here 20 years since the inception of Formula Drift. 2004 is when it all kicked off here. Clutch kicked off here is what I should say. Michelin Raceway Road, the keyhole. That was actually purposely built just for Formula Drift 20 years ago. I'm Jared Deanna. Joining me up here, Matt Sopa. Matt Sopa, you're a driver, you're a shredder, you're normally on the line.
Yes,
I always
sir.
call you Sopa on a ropa. You keep it clean, and you're looking clean. You're looking spry. Welcome.
Thank
to
you,
up
Jared.
to the announcer's booth, man.
Yeah, the ivory tower. We're here. We made it.
I don't know if it's ivory. It's a scaffolding, metal, a lot of things. A lot of emotion has gone down here over the years. But Matt, you know, we had a little pep talk before we went live here. But Matt, you're a driver. You've driven your Fox body to your back to the Fusion. You have this gentleman has built and driven many different vehicles. But how cool is it to be here at Atlanta and to be next to me?
It's an experience like none other. Oh, next to you. That's the experience in itself, right?
No, yeah. No,
yeah.
I mean, how iconic is this track in your mind?
It doesn't get much more iconic than this. Next to Irwindale, I think, is another competitor as far as that goes. But this is a very challenging track. There's so many different facets you got to look at, and we'll get into that later as far as what drivers need to be doing to be successful in their runs.
Yeah, it's just such a really cool track. You know, today is Thursday, so we're going, and this is a double header because we got Pro Spec and Pro. So we're going to see Pro Spec qualifying, we'll see Pro qualifying, then Pro Spec dedicated on Friday, and then game day on Saturday, round two. Round one of Pro Spec. The excitement, the fervor going up to this. Who are some people that you're kind of anticipating to kind of stand out here in Pro Spec this year? 4 rounds within the 8 overall, and again, we got our Pro Spec qualifying. Anybody stand out to you?
Yeah, I got a few people in mind here. We got Ben Hobson. He's in Odie's ride. Looking real good so far today. Derek Madison coming back here. He doesn't have our champion from Pro Spec last year to contend, so he's on the top spot essentially, right?
That's right.
And Blake Olson, he's kind of a little sleeper cell, I would say.
Yep.
He always has that sweet-sounding BMW with that LS, high-strung, and always a good driver, very entertaining.
A talented driver, also like a grip driver, applying his kind of knowledge because he's out there. Taking a look at our top 5 after 2022, Robert Thorne, as you said, our not defending champion because he made the jump from Pro Spec to Pro. Dimitri Bruksky, he's got to be thinking about championship coming into this because you know, he's Drift HQ, proven car, he's done it and he'll do it again. He is always a contender. But I liked what you said there. You know, Bruksky, Olson, Kelsey. What are some of the other facts that you're throwing out here?
Well, we got a lot of challenges here. We got Jeff Donati returning to the series. I think he hasn't returned since, or hasn't been driving here since Pro 2 days. So he's excited. He took a little refresher from driving and has been getting seat time in that time period. And he's in a BMW now with a a 2JZGE. He wanted me to point that out, that it's not GTE, and he's kind of an advocate for that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's the beauty of drifting. If you're tuning in for the first time or the 100th time, essentially is the vehicle, the build, what's going on, the progression of the motorsport from 2004. I got to shout out my boy Taka Ayano over here, him and his lovely wife. He's up here in the spotter stand. He competed in 2004 back in the day, and now here he is spotting the Club 4AG homies. We saw a Corolla sell on one of our judges, Brian Eggert, on Bring a Trailer for $21,000, Brian? Brian Eggert over here. It was on Bring a Trailer. It was $21,000 for a Corolla. Dang. So talk about drift tax. I mean, that's pretty crazy. Well, our pits there, those are kind of the hot pits at the top of the hill. That's where all our Pro Spec drivers are pitted now. That's the momentary kind of pit prior to competition, and then we will see, obviously, the pros slide in there later this evening. But a little bit of drizzle. That's why Snoop Dogg always carries an umbrella for drizzle. So we'll see. Hopefully the weather holds out. We saw the forecast coming into this weekend. Atlanta, we've seen, I mean, we had to hold down this bleacher one time, right? I mean, we've seen some crazy weather over the years. But the forecast right now, smoky, dry, fun, down for a good time.
Ready for the entertainment.
Yeah. So, but how does let's take a look at this course. If you don't know it, again, first time tuning in, 20 years, that's right. Take a look at our Torque Drift course preview. There we are, taking a look at Jonathan Castro's. Walk us through, what are the judges looking for? What are our clipping points?
We're looking for a nice, smooth entry. They like to see the swinging here and get back on the throttle before interclip 1. And touch and go isn't important until the return, I'm told. Get into outer zone 1. Getting deep rumble strips, okay, as far as the judges are
Don't hit the dirt.
Add a little bit of angle, get into the outer 2 here. As you're pouring on more angle, as that decreasing radius is very challenging. Getting to that inner clip 2 and getting real nice and tight. As Virtual Castro is showing us, here we get in the transition
a good line
here. And that's not a judge portion, but there is a cone there for the outer key. Now we're getting close to the touch and go. There's actually 2 cones there. We'll show later. And here I feel like the earlier you can transition to get wide on the finish line and get wide back to those those outer rumble strips, the better.
And again, Torque Drift, download it now today. Shred it up on round 2, Road Atlanta. Talking about our momentum zone. Interclip 1 is also interclip 3. Talk about the touch and go. That is a good reference point for the drivers. But talking about the momentum, going uphill. What are the drivers looking for? Today's qualifying. Tomorrow's obviously competition. Also, judging format has changed. Deductions, X Factor, total 100.
Yeah, like I said earlier, the judges are looking for the drivers to get back on throttle before interclip 1, digging up that hill, touch and go, like I said earlier. They're not really looking to get close to that. It is just more of a visual reference at that point, going up the hill into outer zone 1 until they're coming back, and then they'll get close to touch and go. And they can dig out of that keyhole and then head on back home.
The keyhole, the horseshoe, whatever you want to call it, the X Factor. We talk about 90 points available. What is the X Factor in your mind? And also, we just kind of make it a little more concise.
Right, you can put a drift line down, hit all your points, but it's how fast you do transitions, how gnarly your initiation is, whether you're using the handbrake. You can use all your tools. How are they using the angle? How are they putting on the throttle? Are they using left foot braking to make corrections or not? Or just bang on the limiter. They don't want to do it too much, but just wow us.
It's the X Factor. It's the unknown, right? X is the kind of unknown letter, and here we are, and the judges are scrutinizing the runs, but it's that special factor. Here's our keys to success. Thank you to Link Engine Management, the official engine management system of Formula Drift, as we head our way into the Link Engine Management Pro Spec. Keys to success.
Yeah, look at all, like I said, we're looking for that quick, accurate initiation. Not judges I know aren't looking for too much handbrake, but they're allowed to. Just
don't hold it.
Yeah, don't hold it. Don't pump it the whole way down the hill.
Right.
Don't do it past interclip 1. The entry is super important. It's gonna set you up into outer zone 1, and the only way it doesn't affect it is by the time you're out of the keyhole. Then you kind of get new life coming out of the keyhole, and you get gravity helping you coming through with the touch and go and out of interclip 3.
And what's interesting too is when you come out of that keyhole, that gator strip there, it'll bite you if you go reverse.
Right.
Because they're staggered and stepped going up the hill, but they're aggressive coming back. It's like a Ginsu knife. It'll cut you. It's nice when you go with the blade, don't go against the blade.
Yeah, the old shark bite.
yeah, exactly. Zendara Kennedy, we've seen her compete in Formula Drift. I've seen her, and she's very active. She's a stunt driver. Excited to see what Zendara, aka Z Kennedy, is going to throw down. I mean, just a stacked Pro Spec, and I really love this. There's some drivers I have not seen or met before, and that's what's really exciting for me, is just seeing the progression of the vehicle builds, the different nationalities, just the variety, the potpourri of it all is really cool.
Yeah, she's actually getting help with the Drift Cave, our buddy Matt Field and the
right.
boys. So they're out there in Hot Grid right now, helping her out, set up the car, and
obviously Matt is proven. Matt is proven. I'll
got
tell you,
the
I mean, there's so many hungry drivers here. As a little text, Nate Hamilton tuning in. Nice, love it. So shout out to they're out of E-Town right now. I know Adam LZ's got his LZ Invitational going on, so all the drivers. Shout out to Little Tex that are watching. But right now, it's all about Z Kennedy. Let's see what we got here from S Chassis. As you said, the Cave Chronicles, the Drift Cave working on Z's vehicle, getting out there, and then looks like she parks it there. That will be an incomplete. So the conundrum here is, she was aggressive on initiation, but a lot of nerves come into play. You as a driver, Matt, put yourself, well, you normally at the top of the hill, but put yourself behind the wheel of a car coming down. What's going through your mind?
Man, I've been thinking about this all day practice. So the ProSpec, they have the equalizer of the tires, but they also have the fresh course. There's no rubber laid down, so that the initiation is just getting more grippier and grippier, and you got to commit more and more. They don't have to battle the nighttime, so the track temps aren't a real huge factor. But looked like she could have used a little more throttle in there, and just the car gripped up on her.
Here you go. Let's take a look at it here.
Yeah. Nice and outside there on the rumble strips. Just over-rotated. Got real good proximity to the inner clip one, but that was the end of the story, and now she gets a free practice lap and hopefully bring back to the table what she learned in this run on the initiation.
I mean, we have 41 drivers on our starting list. Not all of them are here. Amanda Sorensen, she's a scratch. She's over in Scotland right now, racing Extreme E, along AJ Anderson. What's that?
But Bogovich will be in her car. Evan Bogovich. Yep, that's what's written down here. That's Boga.
Oh,
yeah.
Sick. So, got it. So Bogovich replacing Amanda Sorensen. So, again, so, talking about Pro Spec, what can we kind of challenge people or educate people as far as Pro Spec? It's got spec in it because
everything is held to more tighter specifications, I guess. Besides that,
spec class.
We got a spec tire.
Spec ECU, Link Engine Management.
Correct. And
what is the spec tire?
255 GT radial. And that's kind of like the equalizer. So you got all these different chassis, so it lets these teams build and kind of showcase what works and what doesn't with the same tire.
Yeah. So yeah, that'll be awesome. So our boy at Formula Dread giving you a shout out there, Luke at Formula Dread says, hey,
thanks, Luke.
Soap on the building. So yeah, thank you so much. Again, just I know LZ's got his event going on here at E-Town. They're all tuning in and watching. So excited to see Tyler Foley. I talk about just the drift tax. BMWs have gone up too, man.
I haven't looked.
The E36s are going up. Part availability, just getting sentimental here as far as 20 years coming here, and it's lean today. It's Thursday. Tomorrow's Pro Spec, Pro on Saturday. This place is going to be packed out under the lights. It's going to be absolutely bonkers. Really looking forward to what this weekend has in store for us. But Tyler Foley, again, another driver. Don't know a lot of,
Team no grip.
Okay. See, well, he's got to find some grip, and he's going to find it right here on initiation one. There's the 3-2-1 cones, and there he goes, initiated there. A little slight angle, nice. A tempered approach, not too aggressive. We saw Z coming a little too hot. Now past that touch and go into outer zone 1. See him take a little bit of angle out of it, into the keyhole. Outer zone 2, way shallow, does not get out there. Overshoots 3, and that's going to be incomplete there for, unfortunately, Tyler Foley. So Tyler, Team No Grip, the E36 from Connecticut. Thomaston, Connecticut is where he's from.
So, I think what we're talking about in Long Beach, I think the Grip Goblin got him there.
The Grip, yeah. Well, he's Team No Grip. You said he's No Grip.
Yeah, so
the Grip Goblin.
Once we take a look at it, because it looked like when you said he was taking angle out of the car in outer zone 1, he was trying, I think, being too conservative there and came up short, and then it just translated into inner clip 2.
So Tyler Foley, unfortunately, has an incomplete. The format here, we had the not so great 8. How many people were we locking up after our first runs?
32.
The format here.
So
we'll lock up 32 after our second qualifying run, but we take the bottom drivers who have not had a qualifying run, and then we'll lock up our 32
I believe we
for
have
tomorrow's
40
competition.
drivers that are going to drive. So yeah, you do the math.
Trevor Root, like I said, the BMW, very popular chassis here. So GT radial tires, Link engine management. Tyler Root coming to us from Connecticut as well. So Old Saybrook. Do you know where that it's on the map?
Absolutely not.
The Peak Performance E36, regardless, from Connecticut, coming down. See what we got. Straight line approach, works all the course. Really great approach on that inside clip 1. Now coming up the hill on throttle, listen to that. Really good, fluid, consistent line. See if he tightens it up. He does not. So he does miss that inside clip. Transitions now down and out into that bottom. Inside clip 1 becomes inside clip 3. All right, so making its way back. Hey, bud. So we're out. We don't hear anything.
Yeah.
We don't hear. All right. And we can't hear ourselves now. So take a look here at Air Force, the United States Air Force instant approach. Works all the course.
Yeah, he's got an awesome initiation there. Lots of angle. Poured the throttle on after inner clip 1, getting in outer zone 1. I think he came up on the decel a little bit too short there, coming up short on outer zone 2. Hangs it wide over inner clip 2. Sets him up through here. Getting past the touch and go. Nice smooth transition, a little wide off of inner clip 3 there, and finishes out. Looking at the initiation again, nice and smooth, taking the wide line, back on throttle, just about where the judges want him. Now remember, the touch and go isn't judged there, but just a reference. Could have been a little deeper in outer zone 1, coming a little short in outer zone 2 again, but was hanging on to disaster, almost disaster there as it came up real wide out of the keyhole. Could have been a little closer with the touch and go. Nice smooth transition, finishing it out.
All right, so taking a look here as we are seeing Trevor Root make his way back up the hill.
Now, granted, I think that that was his 3rd lap of this weekend. So him and Casey Cole had a little incident. Root was chasing Cole in practice. They're both their first laps, and Root's brakes completely failed. It was the first time I saw a car get punted into the kitty litter.
Yeah. I mean, that's just how it goes sometimes. I was talking to Ryan Littoral, who had an engine failure there at Long Beach. He's out here trying to, thrash on his vehicle. So a lot of the drivers coming down to the wire, they call it, the SEMA show in Vegas. No matter how much playing you do, it always comes down to that final day where the paint is just drying. So that's they don't need to roll, but here you need to function and the highest capability possible, and you're seeing a lot of nerves, a lot of anxiousness, just coming at this iconic track. You're amongst, let's just call it what it is, some of your favorite drivers. I watched you growing up. You know what I mean? Like, nobody wants to hear that because it makes you feel old.
Oh, for sure.
But it speaks to the breadth of, like myself and Ryan Sage and Jim Lau, the co-founders of Formula Drift, always say is, what was once a fad is here to stay. And it's really cool to see. I know, Formula One was just last weekend in Miami, but they mentioned drifting and drift and all these things. So it's always cool to hear and acknowledge and give respect where respect is due. And Rockstar Energy Drink, the official energy drink of Formula Drift, Tanner Faust, who's a 2-time champion, he says he's never been more nervous than anything in his life than qualifying in Formula Drift.
That is such a common denominator across the board. I hear from all sorts of drivers, from past president and future Formula Drift drivers or prospects.
All right, so making sure the track is clean, we'll continue on with our next driver. Who do we got?
We have Root, so we got Sean Illingsworth.
Sac
out
City,
of Corona.
Out of Corona, baby, right down the freeway from me. The 91, the 15, let's go. All right, the IE, Sean Illingworth at the top of the hill. Have you drifted on this track before, either physically or digitally?
No, I haven't, just mentally. I always, like I said, in Long Beach, I always love watching them and visualizing in my head what inputs I'm putting in the car as I see them. But this is one track I'd definitely love to tackle.
Yeah. I mean, you know, Grid Life had an event here many moons ago, and seeing Forsberg do like a $180 down the hill, blasting past Nick Swan.
Initiating at our start.
Yo, I mean, absolutely insane. You know, myself and James Kirkham of Race Service. James Kirkham ripped around in a Mercedes-Benz, Killer Mike riding shotgun, rap and run the jewels. Had dinner and drinks with Killer Mike and his lovely wife Shay last night, and just the Atlanta culture is so welcoming to us. So 66.6666,
right.
the number, the beast.
Oh boy,
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Trevor Root.
It's number one.
You know what? He's the number one qualifier currently. Trevor Root, your number one qualifier with a 66.66666. Ew, shout out the devil. All right, let's see who we got here. Again, Illingworth. Sean Illingworth.
Supercharged V8 in that Z.
Whew. Sounds good, looks good.
It does.
Yep, so look at all the BMWs, man. You're back to the Fusion. What does that do to your soul?
I stand
You
out
love
there.
it.
Yeah.
You love it. I mean, it's
break the mold, right?
Break the mold. The variety of vehicles, the parts, the engine builds, all that. All right. That's
Max. That's Max.
Max is on the line. He keeps it dirty. Matt Sopa keeps it clean. Max, full tilt. Here we go. Illingsworth coming in. Into that first inside zone. Nice skid past that inside clip. Comes off a little bit wide now into that touch and go. Outer zone 1. How does he handle it? A little bit of hiccup. You saw that kind of quick little checkup into outside zone 2. Tighten it up to inside clip 1. He does, but he compromised that. You saw he kind of like, oh, I got to get there. You saw the car's attitude go in and dive in. Outer zone, or inner clip 1 becomes inner clip 3 and rounds out the run. A little tighter, but you saw some hiccups, kind of like he had a bubble in his chest.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts?
I feel like a lot of guys or gals that aren't comfortable with coming up that hill, they're not going to give him the throttle as much. Little off of inner clip 1 there, coming around the touch and go, climbing up that hill. And you can see he kind of comes off the throttle a little early to set him up for outer zone 2, and that kind of cost him there. He didn't hit it at all, and also cost him here in the inner clip 2, coming out of the keyhole, running it back. Here we go, the touch and go. Right on the rumble strips there. Nice smooth transition back in inner clip 3 and sending her home back up the hill.
I love coming here just to Atlanta, and again, no offense to any other round of competition, but Atlanta just feels like home. From the security to just everybody's so welcoming here at the track. You know, we got Global Time Attack here this weekend. It's an action-packed weekend. If you've never been here before, you definitely need to make your way out here.
Yeah, it's fun watching those cars blast through where our grid is at 156 miles an hour.
Yep. Have you been listening to the Outer Zone?
Oh yeah,
Jacob's podcast.
I think I missed this week's.
Stookie was great.
Yeah,
I love listening to Stookie's podcast. It's such a good. And Jacob had some great fun facts about snowboarding. That was just kind of a deep dive. I really enjoyed listening to. One of our judges, Ryan Lontaine. By the way, our judges, we have 4 judges. 1 will be steward, and the other 3 will be implemented. Brian Eggert sat out in Long Beach, but now he's in the judges' hot seat. It's Chris Yule, Brian Eggert, Ryan Lontaine this weekend. Robbie Nishida making his way back here from Japan. He is our driver steward here this weekend. So Yule, Eggert, Ryan Lontaine, our 3 judges. Thank you so much for their service. An unenviable job. Again, only one person can win. Both Pro Spec and Pro. The others, well, first place loser.
Oh, come on. There's second, third,
You
fourth.
win before you show up.
Fifth.
I know. All right, that's a 71 for Sean Illingworth of 71.
Oh, that's right.
All right, so
Magmami's in the box.
Sam Magmami. So we saw his debut. It made me so nervous. I mean, I had fingernails before I showed up in Long Beach, and then I chewed them all off because I was so nervous for this young man.
Yeah, Pro Spec driver going into Long Beach, never driven it. Like, good night.
Yeah, and you know, and love the Super Drift event. You know, obviously capturing some more eyeballs of drifting, but Magmami making his debut at Super Drift, the unforgiving track that's written off cars. He makes his debut there.
Yeah, and I think he podiumed the second night.
What are you doing, Sam? Well, guess what? Risk it for the biscuit, baby. So Sam Magmami, he is on the start line. Let's see what he can do here at this iconic track. Welcome to Formula Drift Pro Spec, the Link Engine Management Pro Spec Championship, as qualifying is going down, and Magmami, see he has a magnanimous run here. What's going through your head, Sopa?
Well,
no,
got that. Yeah, I'm speechless. I am speechless. It's your turn.
On initiation, he kind of overshoots that inside clip. Now working his way up the hill, outside zone 1. Really well executed there. I like the aggressive nature. Into outside zone 2. Comes up a bit short. Does tighten it up. So compromise. He's the closest we've seen on that inside clip 2. Now going back down the hill. Inside clip 1 is now 3. Transition. A little late on that transition, but does tighten it up. So, you know, could definitely tighten up the knot there, but we'll take a look at it again with the United States Air Force instant replay. But Magmami, I think, did a good job on his debut. I think that's going to be, I would say, our #1 qualifier so far.
Oh, that's a bold statement, Jared.
Bold move.
He's got a few things to polish up here, but yeah, like you said, came in pretty hot and came in the throttle nice and deep there in inner clip 1, coming up the hill. Best execution of outer zone 1 so far, but still came up short in the zone. I'm pretty sure that's going to be all the deduction points, but did come into the second hash mark in inner clip 2, coming around out of the keyhole, pouring on the smoke. He's a little far away from the touch and go for the judges liking, I believe. Late transition into outer clip 3, so he did have a good proximity there, and then through the finish line, sending it back, and here we go looking at the initiation again. Nice straight handbrake coming in, throttle on there, but he was actually, from that view, he's further off of inner clip 1 than I initially thought, and I really liked his outer zone 1 fill there, and could have came off the throttle a little later to fill that zone and compromised here in the inner clip 2. Nice smooth transition. Always smoky coming out. Like I said, got to get closer to that touch and go. Get an earlier transition would have set him up a little better, coming out wide in the finish line.
All right, some great assessment there, Matt. Some beautiful shots here. So many stories. Champions have been crowned, not here, but collectively over the years, you know, between Sam Hubinet, Reese Millen, Tanner Faust, you know, Daigo Saito, you know, James Dean is back in the picture for Formula Drift. Champions of yesteryear. Vaughn Gittin Jr.
back.
Making his re-entry. We're going to see him here this weekend. Excited to see 3 RTR Mustangs. Again, Adam LZ has LZ Invitational going down in E-Town this weekend, but Vaughn Gittin Jr. splitting the vehicles time between Adam and Vaughn, but James Dean, Chelsea Denofa, they'll be ripping it in their RTRs the entirety of the season.
They got the tandem yesterday in practice, so
oh, really?
It was a real sight to see.
I saw that video.
Yeah.
I did see that video. That was fantastic. Again, join the conversation, hashtag FDATL. Let everybody know you're watching. Say, tune in. Tune in right now. I don't care what you're doing. Your boss, you know, your boss says it's cool. I just got a text. Yep, your boss says it's cool. You can watch Formula Drift Atlanta going down. So yeah, it's official.
Thanks for letting me,
yeah,
boss.
Yeah. How's the baby?
Growing like a weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like.
Is it legal in Arizona? He's growing like wheat. Oh, okay, sorry.
Oh no. Anyway.
Sorry. Yeah,
he's talkative
and it is a 72. What did I say?
72.
#1 qualifier, dog.
Yeah, well,
see,
should have taken that bet.
Yeah. Well, all right, we got our photographers, we got our media. Thank you so much. We got Lewis, little L2 in the building. All right, next up,
Margaritas.
All right, yeah, Margaritas Katsanidis.
Yeah, he's one of S's guys.
There we go. Yeah, Michael Essa has hung up his helmet. Oddly familiar. Margaritas outside zone 1. How does he handle it? A little straightening there, but I like that overhead shot. That is the truth serum as we've created. Outside zone 2, really well done. Oh, he was flirting with him. Again, that it's really transparent when you go to the outside zone 2 into that inside clip. And then into the
keeping it down up the hill.
Yeah, zip tying that gas pedal up the hill. It's a little late there.
Yeah, luckily we got enough wind to clear that smoke. All right, look at it here. Nice initiation. Got on throttle a little late there, so I'm pretty sure that's going to be a deduction there. Getting up the hill. Fill that outer zone super well there, and outer zone 2, the best we've seen yet, and brings it around. It looks like he's using that full angle there. Second hash mark on inner clip 1.
Almost checked up.
Yeah, rocketing out of the keyhole there, touch and go, riding that bump, and getting out of there through the inner clip 3, nice and wide. Look at this initiation again, using all that angle. He's actually got a supercharged V8 in there. I asked him, I was like, "This is V8 here?" Because Michael S is all about those BMW engines.
Right.
Look at him fill this outer zone 2. Again, pouring on the smoke. Very little corrections. Good angle. Nice smooth transition, coming out of the keyhole, pouring it on. Could have transitioned a little earlier there, a little correction, but nice and close to inner clip 3. Nice and wide at the finish, what the judges wanted.
Is that S's old chassis?
No idea.
Yeah,
I know Bruksky's on one of S's old chassis.
Yes, I mean he bought his old Z4, which he had difficulty kind of dialing that in, and parked it. And obviously Bruksky has proven that, him and that chassis are a match made in heaven. Getting him multiple championships. Margaritas, that car looks oddly familiar. I mean, if it's not, obviously coming out of S Autosports camp, it's got to be very
next
similar.
door.
Yeah, exactly. All right, 72.33, Margaritas, Katsanidis. Congratulations, #1 qualifier as it stands, 72.33, but there are so many drivers to still rip through. We are
not a bad debut.
No. So again, everybody will have one run. We'll lock in the top 24. The remaining to fill the backfill to 32 will be the other 8 drivers. So here we go. Oh man, the After Hours Autosports BMW. Oh, gets in the gravel as we are seeing Justin Chesnutt. Justin coming up the hill, thrashing, man. Treat it like a rental car. Hopefully he bought the extra insurance. Now coming out of that keyhole, back in. Look at, you can hear it. Hitting that rev limiter, now back up the hill. You know what? Sometimes hitting that gravel, hitting a wall, you kind of get the nerves out, and we've seen that before, right?
Yeah, you got to shake it off.
You got to shake it off, dude, like Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
Here we go. Let's look at it again.
Super ham sandwich here, and using all the angle, got a little taste of the kitty litter.
Right.
But he kind of got corrected. Like usually that kind of entry, he filled outer zone pretty well. I was actually kind of impressed that he kept it together, even though it was looking a little shaky there. And in outer zone 2, kept it together. Closest I've seen so far in inner clip 1, a little wide out of the keyhole, so it's going to set him up to get not as good as proximity out of that touch and go. Good transition there, get nice and close to the inner 3, and finishing it out in the mid to left course on the finish there. Another initiation. Look how hot he is here. Rumble strips. Very, like I said, impressed, and a nice quick snap, and it set him up for the outer zone 1. So interesting how they judge this, where the deductions are going to be.
Obviously missing that inside clip 1.
Yeah, he's going to have some polishing up to do in case he has to come back for the knockout 8, but he's got points on the board as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, no, there are definitely points. Where it's at, does it better a 72? Where you start is where actually he's proven us wrong there in regards to Justin overshooting that inside clip 1. Normally, if you're kind of offline, it's going to throw you off.
Yeah.
He did tighten it up on outside zone 1, as you said, but going to take a massive deduction there.
Yeah, that snap transition, he had enough power to dig out of it and get in outer zone 1.
All right, so Katsanidis, talking about Margaritas.
Got the ticker.
Yep, got the ticker there. So the 72.33 is our #1 qualifier. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's going to be a great weekend. Taking a look at the forecast. We did come. Oh, wow. So look at that. We got an update here. They are saying that's an unchaseable run.
Oh, okay.
So that will be an incomplete. And do you agree with that call?
I'm going to have to, because the chase driver is going to probably follow him in and potentially end up in that litter that he got a taste of.
Yeah. Yeah. I overshooting the outside zone 1, how can a chase car properly follow that?
Yeah. I think
that's what it comes down to.
I don't know if it was the proximity to or how far away he was from inner clip 1, but as far as his angle, it might have been even backwards. I'm probably not going to get a shot of it now, but that might have, just thinking from a judge's mind or driver, that it was just too much, too late.
Yep.
So we'll see him again.
Everybody needs some love, and gotta love Josh Love. This guy just definitely a sweetheart of a gentleman coming to us from Colorado, splitting his time. These After Hours Autosports vehicles. So Josh Love.
Yeah,
Josh Love's drifting. After Hours Autosports E46. Initiating very aggressive driving. Expect some big things from Josh Love this year. Josh Love's drifting. Outside zone 1, good execution there. Look how fluid he is. The most fluid we've seen outside zone 1 to 2. Tight. Look at that. Yo. Well done. Oh no, mate.
It sounded like it was bogging earlier.
Yeah, that bogged down. Still kept it on. So I think there'll be a deduction going outside of the keyhole, but he's obviously got a little bit of tickle in his throat.
Sure.
Doesn't sound 100% healthy.
Maybe it was that camera angle. I thought he might have straightened, but let's take a look at it again when we get a chance.
Yeah, well done. Oh, really? So I'm getting an update here. That's going to be incomplete.
Okay. I think he's straightened out.
Chris, you'll give me the universal hand signal for 0. That's an incomplete for Josh Love.
Let's see here on with keeping the keyhole here. So he's straightened out right coming out of the keyhole. Yeah.
All right, so taking a look at Josh Love, that's an incomplete. So that correction coming out of the keyhole.
Yeah, that's too much of a deficit for any points.
Yeah,
it was
100%.
looking pretty right before that, but what can he do?
All right, so Josh Love, an incomplete. So back-to-back incompletes. Get a score on the board, and we are back at it, the Pedal Commander Burnout Box. So what an unfortunate turn of events there for Josh Love, but Jaden up next. $14 years old?
Yeah, he's in a Corvette C6, out here hanging with the
What were
big
you
boys.
doing when you were 14?
Probably
Not
playing.
driving a Corvette at Formula Drift.
Probably playing Half-Life or Call of Duty or something, you know?
Sopa, how old are you?
Be 38 this year.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, my goodness.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You're just a pup. All right, so 14 years old. Talking about
Jaden
Martirana.
From Canada, I believe.
Empire Auto from Montreal, Quebec.
Yeah.
Qu'est-ce que c'est, send it.
Yeah, we, during practice, we had a little mishap there. He had a little O-ring in his fuel injector, decided to give up the ghost, and we had a little fire, but we got to put out. Now he's got the car back together. And
who's we?
ready to
You
party.
just stood back and watched.
No, I put that fire out with our buddy Logan. You weren't even here.
I know I wasn't. I was on a plane, dude. All right, so Jaden up at the start of the hill. Let's see how he throws down. 14 years old, and just you gotta love just the technology of simulators, what's going on, track time, accessibility, the builds, the accessibility of just all of it. All right, well, I guess we'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll see more of our Link Engine Management Pro Spec Championship. Don't go anywhere.
Rockstar Energy gets me energized so I can go out and send it. Hustle on.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Link ECU. We know what it takes to win. Pushing boundaries, performing under pressure, and having the best people on your team. Link ECU, the performance, reliability, and power to get to the podium.
For 30 Formula Drift teams, our professional tire stacks crew will mount over 1,000 tires during a weekend to keep our drivers on track, competing at the highest level. TireStacks.com, the official tire service of Formula Drift.
The magic of Rain-X. Okay, that's some serious Hollywood stuff right there. But with Rain-X Latitude water repellency blades, the magic is real. These blades apply a new longer-lasting water repellency formula. The magic of Rain-X repels water from your windshield so water beads up and rolls away while you drive, giving you the clearest view possible. Treat your windshield for safer driving visibility with Rain-X Latitude water repellency wiper blades.
My heart just dropped, thinking about you. Just stops when I'm without you. My heart just dropped, thinking about you. Just stops when I'm without you.
Hey, what's going on down there?
Hey, how we doing? Back at it as we are back at the top of the hill. Our hot pits are hot. Just warming things up. Just a slow, tempered approach, you know. It's kind of like that Sony mobile commercial right there. It's real nice mellow tempo. It is, you know.
Kind of like the weather.
Hey Siri, play Formula Drift. Yeah, it is very tranquil here. Very nice. Here we go. Jaden, 14 years old. Welcome to Formula Drift Pro Spec. Good initiation there. This guy throws it in. Great angle, tight. Yo, look at that. Jaden, well done. Into that first outside zone, into the keyhole. How does he manage to? Fills all of it. Beautiful. Yo, the GT radial just slides right into those DMs. Pass.
Oh, no.
Oh, man, look at this. You can hear him hit that rev limiter, right? It was pinned, but he stayed in it. Oh, my gosh. Yo, 14 years old, throws down a heater of a qualifying run.
I like
the spotter stand explodes over here.
It sure did.
I mean, this is just,
Even
this
Max
is a new era, man.
Yeah, he could have been a little wider on there, but he almost parked it there, it seemed like, but he just poured on the throttle coming out of outer inner clip 1.
Where are you talking about? Where do you park it?
I mean, from the old angle to here, but now he's coming in outer zone 1. Feel that just nicely and smooth. You can't really see many corrections from this view, but tight as we've seen on inner clip 2. Nice, tight, quick transitions using all the angle, pouring on the throttle. As close as we got it there, rumble strip. Coming through outer clip 3, bringing it home.
Wow. Really, really well done. Here's our different angle.
Look at that angle coming in here.
So a little bit of a handbrake. Yeah, you saw that, but not
there it looked
violent.
like kind of a stall just because of the angle. You see that like apex of his arc coming in the inner clip 1.
That was really well done.
Yeah, that was exciting there. Absolutely coming in there and using all his angles, slow down the car, but also on the throttle, which was amazing. Coming in there smooth, transition exactly where it needed to, coming through inner clip 3, nice and wide. There we go.
Number 1 qualifier, just easy. That's easy. I mean, come on. Do you really think differently? The Empire Auto Corvettes. Yeah, I mean, Jaden, congratulations. Welcome out. Montreal, Canada. His team's got to be pumped. All right, so pulling back in the pits and awaiting the score. That is definitely better than 72.33. Again, the spotter stand absolutely exploded up here. Just everybody, round of applause for him.
Will it translate? Will it translate?
Oh, of course. Yeah, it does. And our judges are right in front of us.
They're going wild.
They're still scrutinizing. They love that.
Even Sage is getting in there.
Yeah. I don't know what. I think just more technical stuff.
Yeah.
And here we go. 14-year-old newcomer.
Says
83.33. Congratulations, Jaden.
Yeah.
Martirana. Excuse me. The Empire Auto Vet. Your new number 1 qualifier. Congratulations. All right.
Got Donati up next.
Jeff Donati. He likes to party.
He's
You don't cause trouble. You don't hurt nobody.
No,
Donati party.
He's a very kind dude.
Yeah,
very kind soul. Glad to see him back behind the wheel.
Yep. Drift Indy Link ECU E46. Coming to us from Westerville, Ohio.
He's one of those guys I got the pleasure to do pro-am with when MDU was still a thing. Oh.
Yeah. So Haroya Manoa was supposed to join us. He is a no-show for this event. Hopefully we'll see him at the next Pro Spec round. Right now it's Jeff Donati. Jeff Donati, see how he initiates. Nice even approach. Comes off of that inside clip, and you just saw how well Jaden did on that first run. But now into outside zone 1, into outside zone 2, yes. Fills it. You saw that probably about 7/8 of it filled. Tight to inside clip 2. Now coming back down the hill. That momentum could overshoot you. Let's see how he handles his transition. Well done from Jeff Donati.
Solid run.
Yo, give it to the sauce there towards the end. Jeff Donati shuts it down and puts one in the books. That'll be a decently scored run, but watching that Jaden run, it's you know,
tough shoes to fill.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go. Look at that drone shot of that initiation, nice and wide. A little deep on the inner clip 1 coming up the hill. Here we go. Outer zone 1 filled just nice. Very little corrections. Outer zone 2, like you said, mostly filled. Good points are going to be had there. Nice close to inner clip 2. Coming out of the keyhole a little wide. Could have been closer to the touch and go, but he makes a pretty good transition coming into the finish line out through inner clip 3 and back up the hill. Pretty straightforward handbrake initiation there. Nice smooth transition. In outer zone 1 again. Let's see this fill here again. Just about, I'd say I give that 95% fill, Jared.
Yeah, that was really, really well done. My boy Edgar chiming in. How's it going? Edgar Sarmiento.
Drift Indy?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, all right.
He's shouting out Drift Indy Chase Bays, and that's who we got there. And obviously Drift Indy supporting him.
That's Farouk.
Scores are in for Jeff Donati, 83. So just outside that number 2 spot, but that's a great score. That'll hold up.
I'd like to actually, he got a little more on the X factor than Jaden though.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, that, and I think that was, what do you attribute that to?
Man.
Just the snappiness? I would say the snappiness.
Yeah, and like the smooth, the X factor is smooth. You don't really correlate those, so
yeah,
hard to say.
And snap. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next up we got Farouk, Kugay. Farouk out here. Great
Not
to
a
see
rookie
him.
to the series, but a rookie to Pro Spec.
Right. Ineos, Pedal Commander S14. He's going to be out at Hyperfest next weekend. Looking forward to having him talk some smack. 100+ drivers out of Hyperfest. It's going to be a one heck of a party there at EIR. Now into that inside clip 1. Farouk now coming up the hill. The car looks more settled. I love this. Really well done from Farouk. This car has just seen many different iterations, but right now it's looking the best it's ever has. Now coming back down the hill, good angle from him. Getting him kind of massaging the road, kind of off and on. Textbook. Yeah. Really, really not a big X factor run, but just ticking the boxes.
Kind of like, one thing I noticed is coming out of inner clip 2 is a little slow transition, but nice proximity coming out of the inner clip 1. Coming up the hill again, filling that outer zone on the rumble strips beautifully. And hitting those D-cell zones, or not hitting the D-cell zones, but hitting outer zone 2 great. Nice and close to inner clip 2. Nice and tight to the keyhole exit. Could have been a little closer on the touch and go. Nice smooth transition. A little wide on the inner clip 3, but like, I think a number 3.
Yeah, I think that's respectable. I think that was really good, clean. He did exactly what he needed to do. Just kind of, hey, I'm here. I'm here so I don't get fined.
Yeah,
one of those kind of scenarios.
I think you feel all the responsibilities, like as a lead driver. That's what we're looking for. Is like the best lead you can give your chase driver.
You can't win in qualifying. That's what I always say. You can't win in qualifying. You got to get to game day, which is tomorrow evening. So Farouk should have a good run here. The RTS BMW. Look at all the BMWs just flooding.
Until you mention it, I've seen every car how many hundreds of times even yesterday.
You're like, oh yeah, they're all Beamers.
A metric ton of BMWs.
Dream FD build, Matt, for you.
It's gonna sound kind of. Oh, we got 82,
Cliche.
number 3.
82. Look at you. Act like you've been here before.
You taught me a couple few things.
Yeah, 82 for Farouk. He's going to be in the show. That's a great score for him. Just a lovely human being. Just a fun dude. Gonna miss him. Unfortunately, I'm not making Hyperfest next weekend, but it's going to be one heck of a party. I know Brian Eggert. He's going to be out there. All right, got Daniel again, another BMW. Malvasio. Daniel Malvasio, the Danmo 349 BMW. All right, into that first inside clip. Damn, Daniel back at it again into outside zone 1, into outside zone 2. Ooh, a big correction there. You saw,
a lot of correction,
yeah,
a lot of foot braking.
You saw a lot of left foot brake, and the car corrected into outside zone 2. That will hurt him. How big of a deficit? TBD. Past the touch and go, gets into the dirt. The first time we've seen that. You know, kudos to him for tightening back up. That could have really gone sideways. Not in a good way. It could have
gone straight ways.
Could have gone straight ways. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like his wide line here, coming in the initiation, nice and tight, good angle, pouring on the throttle, coming back up the hill. Could have been a little smoother and deeper. Saw a little left foot braking, a little straight. That might be a deduction, or possibly an incomplete.
Yeah, that might
is
be
a
an
decel
incomplete.
zone. He's coming out of the keyhole. He's pouring it on. Gets a little taste of the dirt there out of the rumble strip. Good smooth transition. Could have probably used a little more throttle there, a little more commitment, but middle of the track finish there. Coming in, pumping that handbrake, coming in the initiation, back up the hill, and again from the judges, that is an incomplete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Buell giving us the universal symbol for 0.
Yeah.
He had his pointer finger and his thumb interconnected, and that denoted a 0, a goose egg. I want a golden goose egg. Baruka, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Save some of them. No, that's
it's funny. They
a goose.
in drifting, or regular racing, you can make up for stuff, but drifting is won or lost in the corner, as they say. And one little mistake.
All right, let's take a look, and that will be an incomplete. All right, bring out the sweeper. Just a little cleanup there on aisle 2. Thanks for joining us out here. My oldest son will be out joining us here this weekend. He's emceeing down at the Rockstar Energy booth.
Excellent.
Where, he did it at Long Beach, and after 20 years, he's 16 years old. He's never been here before.
What?
Yeah.
Get out of town.
So he comes here and is working for Rockstar.
That's amazing.
Yeah, really.
Full circle.
Full circle, baby. So really looking forward to spending some time with him.
I think we could use a little more commitment from this tractor speed here.
Yeah,
coming into out of outer zone 1.
Outer zone 1 stays straight, does not clutch kick into outside zone 2, and just goes under the bridge. That's where he drew some blood. Chili Pepper fan? No?
What? Say, come again?
I said under the bridge is where he drew some blood.
Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got like 2 of their shirts, for sure.
You do? I have
They're
seen you
coming
wear
to
those.
Phoenix soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me know. Let me know. I know Flea's stoked right now because the Lakers are up 3-2 over Warriors.
I have been hearing a lot about that too.
Yeah. Are you a big sports guy?
No, not anymore.
Suns in 4. I'm
Okay.
joking. It doesn't matter. Connor O'Sullivan. Let's see what we got. Connor O'Sullivan coming down the hill. That RTS.
Another E46.
Another BMW for your drifting diet. Bavarian Motorworks. All right, coming out of that start chicane. Getting them used to that as Connor O'Sullivan, RTS GT Radial E46. Good initiation there. Big angle from Connor O'Sullivan. Oh yeah, now into the outside zone 1, excuse me. Really ripping up the hill, outside zone 2. Oh, gets into the dirt, flirting with the dirt, but I'll tell you what, absolutely pitted right now. Really aggressive driving from Connor O'Sullivan. Now back into inside clip 3, knocks it over. I mean, too close for missiles, switching to guns. That was absolutely aggressive out of the gate. Well done there by Connor O'Sullivan.
That was a really
room for correction.
Aggressive run,
yeah.
I guess. Probably one of the more aggressive runs we got so far, especially coming in there at initiation, using all that angle, that RTS E46, coming back up the hill, feeling that outer zone beautifully. Comes a little deep in the outer zone 2, a little taste of the dirt. Sets himself up, though, for the inner clip 2, making it back around, out of the keyhole. Getting lost in the smoke here. Okay, there we are. Touch and go. Could have been a little deeper, but knocks over that inner clip 3 and doing a little serpentine pattern back up the hill. Awesome proximity to that inner clip 1. Probably the most smoke we've seen. If that was a judge factor as far as smoke being number 1.
That is not a factor, contrary to popular belief.
Yeah, nice.
Nice
smooth arc.
It's a good
run.
It's a good indicator of throttle. We utilize that as announcers, as judges, as an indicator of throttle and throttle control. That's the biggest thing. So we'll reference it, but it's not in regards to that is a judging
It's not
factor.
the end all be all.
No.
Oh, we got another 83 from O'Sullivan.
An 83 for Connor O'Sullivan slides into position 2. Congratulations. All right. So Connor O'Sullivan. All right, Cole Richards, Coro Works, 86.
FRS.
FRS.
Excuse
Okay,
me.
we're going. Just say put some respect on it. All right, here we go. This Coro Works. This thing is a weapon. Really great looking car. Let's see how it performs. Coming back up the hill into outside zone 1, outside zone 2. You can hear that thing winding up. Just does come short on outside zone 2 in the keyhole. So compromisation doesn't get to outside zone 2, but does get close, about 1.5 tick mark, close to the inside clip 2, into inside clip 3. Knock that thing over.
Yeah,
there we go.
Besides that little shortcoming on outer zone 2, I really like that run. That was a nice solid run using all that supercharged V8. Let's take a look here. Pretty straight standard initiation. Got a little taste of the inner clip 1. Got good proximity to touch and go, even though it truly doesn't matter, and he just didn't have the commitment coming up the hill there to fill that zone, but he did set himself up good for inner clip 2. Getting this transition, pouring on the throttle. There we go. Coming back out, getting nice and close to touch and go again. Clean transition, getting nice and wide towards the finish line. Jared?
Yeah, a good run. You could hear the supercharger spool up. Really, again, as you said, aggressive. Had some compromisation there, but overall, decent. All right, let's see what we got here from Cole Richards. All right, Richards Racing Scion FRS. I always, because
there's
Toyota,
four of those chassis names.
Yeah, Scion FRS GT86 Subaru BRZ. Let's just 86. Can we just go on record and just say the 86?
Yeah.
But
whatever's phonetically fine for you.
No, I'm not making up the rules. I mean, it says Scion FRS. 76. A 76
Solid.
for Cole Richards. Well done, Cole Richards. Slides into 5th position, X Factor. So, a lot of these drivers, we're seeing 2, maybe 3 judges holding back.
Yeah.
They know they have some room to grow.
Yeah, I think the X factor that we've seen is the snappier transitions and the full angle coming out of inner clip 2, especially setting themselves up for return to the hill through the touch and go and whatnot.
Cody Buchanan, great looking car, looking like a trapper keeper. Little throwback. Back in the 80s. Gonna go back in time. Gonna go back in angle. Oh, little weeble wobble. The SRD vehicle. Outside zone 1. Powers up the hill. A quick little left foot brake into outside zone 2. In inside clip 2. Good throttle control. You can hear him just kind of. You can hear him clutch kick that thing in that transition into inside clip 3.
Yeah.
Aggressive driving, really, really well done.
Yeah, I think that engine seemed like it was just on the brink of bogging down, but you could hear the clutch kicks going in there and whatnot. So coming back there, did a really solid job keeping it into all the zones. Very solid.
All right. Let's see what kind of score we see here. All right. Waiting for the outcome. Our judges, Brian Montaigne, Brian Egger, Chris Ewell. Scrutinizing the runs. Again, with Thorne not competing in Pro Spec, Derek Madison will be our top driver. New livery, new look. but same D-Mads. Andy Hatley finished second overall. And 74. It's a 74.
74 for Cody. Thanks. Got some American muscle coming up.
America. Mustang. All right. Who do we have?
Chris Leonard.
Chris Leonard. The Chris Leonard Racing L-Spec Performance Ford Mustang GT. Leonard, man, comes ripping out of that start. Chris Leonard coming to us from Massachusetts. Oh, a lot of, you could just hear him, yeah. Squealing, squealing. A lot of handbrake there on initiation. Oh, go to the outside zone 2. Oh, straightens out. One-wheeler peeler. Almost looked like he broke an axle there going from outside zone 2, right? He like straightened out.
Yeah, because I know he replaced his clutch last night, and I thought that's what happened there in interclip 2, but it came out of it kind of oddly.
Yeah, so I saw you kind of hand gesture that he had handbrake on initiation.
Yeah, we won't hear it on the replay, but you could hear just the tires. They make that certain noise when they're fresh, just all the handbrakes. And that low howl could have came in a little faster, and you would have to extend that initiation to get to interclip 1. Shy on outer zone 1, very shy on outer zone 2, and I think he was trying to set himself up, straighten out. If I was a bet man, I'd say that was an incomplete.
Yeah, is that? I mean, what do Zach and Timmy think over there in Troy, New York at 1945 Speed and Custom? Get back to work. The boss says get back to work. Jeremy Bay, shout out to 1945 Speed and Custom. They're tuning in.
Very good angle. I know he has our guy JTP's angle kit and suspension in there. He was utilizing that. I just think, like I've told a lot of Pro Spec drivers, you've got to make these cars loose.
Yep.
Hit the lines, hit your marks, and you'll be in the show.
Yep. Seeing Rome Charpentier and his team, they're sitting over there just hanging out, watching these Pro Spec drivers, some good insights. And yes, that's an incomplete. So good call there. Just it comes down to an unchaseable run, just the attitude of the vehicle, where it's at, how it navigates through, and guess what? Another BMW. A little older though, got the E36.
Color me shocked.
Yeah, speaking of giving modern tell, Rome Charpentier over here watching, he's cheering the BMW E36, the Deutschwerks E36. Who do we got here?
Jack Davis.
Jack Davis, very fluid outside zone 1. Oh, just fails to get outside zone 2 and misses inside clip 2. So having some troubles up in the keyhole section of the track, but dialed on 1 and 3. Again, that inside clip 1 to inside clip 3.
Yeah,
just surgery. Well done there, but the keyhole having some issues.
Yeah, it was solid. It's really hard to find that balance of not having too much grip for the run of the and having not enough for hitting those marks in the keyhole. So you can see him coming up here and filled out the outer zone, just touching that rumble strip and touching the inside of the outer zone 1, but you can kind of tell it kind of bogs there, gets into the second hash mark, and interclip 2, coming back around, hits his mark down the touch and go, and nice smooth transition, getting real close to interclip 3 and finishing it out. A lot of handbrake pull there on the initiation, and I thought his transition looked here a little late, so he might get dinged on that a little bit by the judges, but overall, solid enough. He's going to put some points on the board. He made a correction here just to kind of get closer to the clip, I believe, and transition could have been a little snappier there as he's coming back down the hill. Nice and close to the touch and go, and away they go. Getting it nice and wide on the finish.
All right. Yeah, just getting some clarification here. Margaritas is not an ESSA chassis. Oh, 75.66. Jack Davis puts him into 6th position. Oh, Jaden just did 50. He just turned 15 2 days ago. So clarification.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, he's how many months is that? 3. All right. Yeah, some people are like, oh, how is this legal? It's a racetrack. It's a closed racetrack. You can if you're 10 years old, you get your racing license, you're going, baby. I know in other countries you need to show when I go to New Zealand, Mad Mike and Link, they need to show their accreditation of a license. But, when you enter Formula Drift,
Medici.
You're out here to party. Medici. Let's go. Medici. Jersey, Medici. So, again, it's a BRZ. This one's a Subaru.
Oh.
Okay.
Pops and bangs.
Yeah, pops and bangs and things. Into outside zone 2. Fails to get out there. Man, sound a little bit of Jonathan Hurst right now. Pop, lock, and drop it into that touch and go. How's he going to handle inside clip 3? Exciting run, but I don't think the score will be reflective of how exciting that run was. Just didn't, as we said, Farouk's run, ticking the boxes. Unfortunately, Medici didn't tick those boxes.
Yeah, I feel like he ticked them, but I felt like he was fighting the car a little bit. Kind of pulling a handbrake there. Good proximity on inner clip 1. Good transition there, climbing up the hill, making it happen through outer zone 1. Comes out of it a little too soon, and I think that's what set him up to be a little shy in outer zone 2. And set it up through inner clip 2. The car just sounded like it was just dripped up, like there was just, he was struggling to keep the tires lit, and it kind of showed in the run. Like like you said, he ticked the boxes. I think just didn't get the boxes fully X. They were checked, but not fully there.
Just one swipe. Quick little swipe.
Yeah,
and that's what he did. You know, you see that bobbling. Failed the outside zone 2. I does get decently close to inside clip 2. Just taking a look at it second glance.
But with the compromise of the outer zone 2 was just too much. Good transition, nice and smoky, and maybe just put a few more pounds in the tires and have a little better time.
Yeah.
You won't be wheeling it.
All right, taking a look. Eric Medici, 67.33, slides him into 12th position. Again, we'll take the top 24 and backfill with the remaining drivers. Justin Miles, styles for Miles, always super steezy driver. Car always looks good showing up, but how's it gonna perform? Max attack at the start line. Justin Miles. Into initiation, big angle there from Miles. Look at that. Rims past the inside. That was not the prettiest, right? That was a famous quote. Into outside zone 2, does come up short. Justin, tighten it up. He does. So that was, again, that compromisation from here to there. Now into that final clip. Nails it. I want to see a different angle there, but Dustin Miles garnering some applause here from the spotters tower. So Dustin in the mix.
Yeah, I feel like that might be unchaseable. Look, he got backwards. The judge didn't. It was close. It looked from that this angle, it didn't look as much, but I think that also kind of set him up for not complete failure, but not as much success to get to the outer zone 1. Came up shy, outer zone 2, but he also got real close to that inner clip 1, which is great to see. Coming out of the keyhole, a little deep, getting a little taste of the Georgia dirt there, getting the touch and go, making a nice, good transition. Nice wide finish, and finishes out. So, a few things to polish up here. Yeah, if you see here, almost look like it's backwards. You can almost see that rear wheel just come to a halt. So, from that view, I thought it might have been too much, but
you know, I'm so guilty of being chastised at first glance. When you look at it from different angles,
exactly,
it looks a little different, right? So just saying, you know,
let's hold the phone here.
Yeah, hold the phone. I've you know, that clip will show up on my feed every once in a while. Not the prettiest when Mad Mike was out here competing and people are like, what? You know, but is it chaseable? Yeah, obviously the judges say, yeah, let's go. 72 for Dustin Miles, slides him into 10th position. So Dustin Miles with 72 puts him into our 10th position. Some of our other drivers up here, Dylan Reeder, Jaden, the 15-year-old gentleman, he's up here checking a look at the competition. Let's see who we got next.
Should have Rye O'Connor at the line.
Okay.
Rye bread.
The old rye bread, the bread man, Rye O'Connor. Do you think he orders sourdough or wheat, or just exclusively only eats rye?
It's got to be rye.
It's got to be rye. It's got to be rye. Let's go, Rye O'Connor. What do you got for us? This car being developed over the years. Rye O'Connor has some great flashes of success. Let's see, quick little correction there. You saw that the wheels kind of jostle. Oh, and no. There it is again. That's going to be another correction there. So Rye into inside clip in the keyhole. Now coming back down You see these little corrections, just throw them off.
Yeah.
He's got to commit. You know, the white wheels, they're just
really
real indicators.
accentuate it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exaggerate it.
Maybe if I get on the spotters channel, just tell everybody to put some more air in their tires. They're just bogging here.
That seems to be your default, right? Put some more air.
Put some air in the tires.
Put some air in it.
Quick fix. I did like the entry though, and awesome transition there. And then the car seemed to grip up right there. You can see all the corrections. Pretty sure it's going to be a goose egg. Yep, Chris Yule's giving me that signal there, and he gets a half a practice run here to kind of learn and take his lessons to the next time. A little yard sale there on the touch and go. Ricky will go get that for us, and we'll be ready for the next run.
All right, great to have Robin Shida back here in the building. He is your driver steward. Bushido Blade, how's it going, buddy? You good, Robbie? Everybody good? Robbie's a busy man. He's going to Mongolia. He's going to Japan. Or well, you live in Japan, but you got FD Japan. We just had round 1 a couple weeks ago. It was a good time. Here we go with the tractor. A little cleaning here. As far as festivities today goes, taking a look at the schedule. You know, we have obviously currently our Pro Spec qualifying. We have our pits open down there. Our pro warm-up begins at 6:15. Our live stream is back on local time, 7:45. Just an FYI, it is currently 2 minutes till 4 o'clock. So just a bit outside 4 o'clock, but our live stream begins back at 7:45 with pro qualifying. Tomorrow is Pro Spec and exclusively Pro Spec, and then we will see pro competition on Saturday game day. Also, Mother's Day, Sunday.
You know it.
That's right. Your ladies.
First one, man.
Yep, your ladies' first Mother's Day. My wife's 16th Mother's Day. I'm always here for Mother's Day, so my son and I both have to jam home. But happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Without them, you wouldn't be here, obviously. So, right?
It's Jaden.
There's Jaden. There's the young buck, 15 years old. Join us, right? 15? You just did, no, I'm just saying hi. You don't need to come over here. I'm just saying hello. You're good.
No, wait, come back.
You turned 15 2 days ago? Congratulations. Happy birthday, bro. Yeah, all these guys applauded for you over here, by the way. You have fans. Even though they're against you, they're for you. So congratulations. Qu'est-ce que c'est send it? Qu'est-ce que c'est send it? Okay, there we go. Yeah. So I need subtitles. He's French-Canadian, so I don't know what he's saying exactly. I'm joking. It's a joke. All right. Well, thanks for joining us out here. We are up here in the booth. Again, Matt Sopa joining me up here. Normally he's on the start line, and he is going to be, for the entirety of the season, up here talking about qualifying all things Pro Spec.
You know it.
Yep. So I really appreciate, obviously, the insight you give as, you know, Ryan Lantagne, Robin Ishida, you know, Brian Eggert, Chris Yule, different perspectives as, you know, as far as, you know, Brian Eggert organizes U.S. Drift for multiple years. Chris Yule, he's a drifter from the PNW. Lantagne competed many moons ago in, what was that, the GTO, the BF Goodrich GTO, back in the days of DMCC and Drift Mania and all that. So had the pleasure of going up there to Toronto and, speaking of Montreal, Canada, going up to Quebec. And obviously, you being a drifter as well, I think it's a great addition to some insight.
Yeah, some good diversity for sure.
Yeah. Alex Lickliter in 86 FRS BRZ. It's
yes,
the F80Z. It's the F80Z. There it is. All right, Lickliter. Here we go, coming down the hill at pace into the inside clip. Lickliter, non-stop tuning. Outside zone 1, you can hear it kind of bogged down.
It's got a shift.
Yeah, it's got you. Grab another gear, Gary.
I wonder if he has an issue.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't have that gear available.
Yeah.
And see the they're live.
Just did not download that gear, so it's still buffering right now, and that's going to be an incomplete. That's going to be an incomplete. Just an unchaseable run. That's going to be hard because you're gonna have to pedal back on that. So yeah, unfortunately the vehicle not 100% for
I feel like if I don't know if it was a problem that maybe he couldn't get out live in the car, or if there was a problem that they knew before going into the run. You know, they could have tightened up the shocks and hopefully help him dig out of that keyhole because he was coming up short. Just about everything, you could just hear the engine just struggling to get out of the keyhole, and it just couldn't make it. Getting through the touch and go, and there it is, the gripped up. There's the incomplete. Otherwise, I think for that little mistake, it would have been on the board, but not today.
unfortunately for Lickliter, that will be an incomplete, but he will have another run. So again, format this year, all the judges are judging not just line, angle, style, they are judging the entirety of the run and all the elements, including the X Factor. 10 points available in the X Factor. So Human Rahimi joining us here and making a statement here with his vehicle and his title sponsor, and that being Human Rahimi and the Women Life Freedom Zan Zadegi Azadi 370Z. Very good. All right, Human coming down. Women Life vehicle and overshoots it, gets into the kitty litter.
Clean up.
You know, yeah, unfortunately, getting into the kitty litter, Human brings it out there. I love, I'm going to bring up Human and I'm going to bring up Stuckey.
Yeah.
Stuckey brought up, he loves watching Pro Spec because he mentioned Human Rahimi. He's like, Human could have just this bang out, drag out, amazing run, and then sometimes he'll go in the kitty litter like he just did.
Yep,
and that's the opportunity that exists.
Right.
And presents itself. So, all right, well, we got to clean up here. We'll bring out the tractor when we come back. Don't go anywhere. Pro Spec round 1, hashtag FDATL. Join the conversation and join Matt Sopa, Jared Dienda, our judges, our drivers here at Road Atlanta when we come back.
Rockstar energy gets me energized so I can go out and send it. Hustle on.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Link ECU. We know what it takes to win. Pushing boundaries, performing under pressure, and having the best people on your team. Link ECU, the performance, reliability, and power to get to the podium.
For 30 Formula Drift teams, our professional tire stacks crew will mount over 1,000 tires during a weekend to keep our drivers on track, competing at the highest level. TireStacks.com, the official tire service of Formula Drift.
The magic of Rain-X. Okay, that's some serious Hollywood stuff right there. But with Rain-X Latitude water repellency blades, the magic is real. These blades apply a new longer lasting water repellency formula. The magic of Rain-X repels water from your windshield so water beads up and rolls away while you drive, giving you the clearest view possible. Treat your windshield for safer driving visibility with Rain-X Latitude water repellency wiper blades.
My heart just dropped. Thinking about you. Just stops when I'm without you. My heart just dropped. Thinking about you. Just stops when I'm without you.
Drip too hard, don't stand too close, you gon' run drown. Off this way, doing all these shows. I've been on the road, I don't care where I go, as long as I get paid. Bad little vibe, she been on my mind. Soon as I get back She can slay. Do this all the time. This ain't no surprise. Every other night another movie get made. Jump too hard, don't stand too close. This way, doing our show. I've been on the road, I don't care where I go, as long as I can get paid. Bad little fight, she been on my mind. As soon as I get back, she can slay. Do this all the time. This ain't no surprise. Every other night another movie get made.
All right, we are seeing the track getting prepped, cleaned up, and we are seeing our next driver. What's to be Richard Advani, and he is making his way out?
Yeah, we just got some later news that he will be making it his way. It is?
Okay. So unfortunately, Advani, we'll see if he makes his way up there. I think he's having some issues.
Just wires getting crossed. I think that's what his issue is, electrical too. He's got a brand new high horsepower NA motor in his Corvette, and just didn't quite have enough time to dial out the bugs.
Yeah, he was DMing me earlier this week saying, my car, I'm in California, my car's on its way there. We got the car together. We'll see how it goes. Sometimes it'd be like that.
For sure, he had some trailer issues. He had his original trailer breakdown. He had to borrow one to get here, so they were 2 days behind as it was. So can't buy time.
Adam Kanapik with a new livery, Donut Media. They make shirts and stuff, right?
Yeah, they still make clothes, according to the side of the car.
That's what it says. Yeah, Donut Media. Adam Kanapik working with the Donut Media guys. Shout out to James Pumphrey and the gang over there at Donut. And here we go. Adam Kanapik, S chassis. He was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get it together. I don't know, but here he is. Adam Kanapik thrown down for his town. Nice, good initiation. Ooh, he does straighten out there. He does make that correction on inside clip one. Man, that thing is wound up. It looks like he's gonna go to the moon, man. From outside zone 1 into 2, he does come up a bit short.
It's missing. You can hear it. It's breaking up.
Oh yeah.
He kept it together. I think out of all the engines that walked because of the grip or failure, he probably won't have it incomplete.
Yeah, I can just hear that. Sounds like an
he was
angry cat.
Really wheeling it, working that clutch, good initiation here. I think that's about the crux. That might have been an incomplete there. Now that I look at it at a different angle here with the drone, filling the outer zone 1, coming through outer zone 2, gets a bit shy there, and I think that's where his problems just keep elevating there as he gets in the transition. Just trying to keep the tires going, getting the wheel speed up, reducing the angle to put points on the board so he can potentially have more time to fix his car. So if he gets points on the board, he's more than likely going to be in the show.
Yep.
Excellent entry. Blasting that inner clip.
All right, so Kanapik finishes out his run. Like you said, even with being broken up, still held it together.
Yeah, we're seeing paper shuffling. Nope.
It's going to be an incomplete.
Another goose egg.
It comes down to unchaseable run.
Yep, I believe it was in that inner clip 1 when he first came down at, getting the A-firm there from Mr. Yule.
Oh, so unfortunately Kanapik will be forced. That'll be incomplete.
They're going to have to go change spark plug wires or something.
Yeah. I'm getting Advani's spotter up here telling me he hasn't driven the car with the setup before. So, you know what?
That's just standard. That's pretty standard.
That's par for the course. Yeah, no, all joking aside, yeah, it's got to be tough, but you know what? Sometimes you just gotta send it. So get after
Sometimes you eat the bar, and sometimes the bar eats you.
Yeah. All right. So again, this is Advani, or is it Zach?
This is Zach Ferrar.
So it is Zach.
Can't see from
that. It is Zach.
Yeah,
Ferrar.
the wastegate's coming out of his hood. That's a telltale.
Yeah, Zach Ferrar debuting a new livery, a new look. Always has that really cool style. Zach Ferrar. And Zach debuting Shinchoku, the Shinchoku S chassis. Great looking car.
Shinkoku unknown tattooing.
All right, let's go. Let's go get tattoos. All right, Shinchoku S chassis coming down the hill. Great looking livery. Let's see if it performs.
Oh no,
no, that's gonna be.
That's game over He's just wrecking the bumper at this point.
Oh no! Look, it looks so good.
Let's get another practice lap in, huh, Zach?
Oh no, Zach Ferrar. Dragging the bumper around. It looked so good until it didn't. Darn it.
His rapid pace guy is like, what are you doing?
Well, it looked good until it didn't. But Zach Ferrar, the Shinchoku S chassis, pushing his bumper around the track, but unfortunately that inside clip taking out the bumper and taking himself out.
No, he did. I think he did end up deleting it there on the run up there. Ricky's gonna go get it. Yeah, so look at here. I think he had a really nice flick there, but just needed a little later and a little more commitment. I think he could have came out of there looking real good, and that rode off the run there. So see him bulldozing that bumper around the outer zone too. I mean, all things considered, it was a run, but it's just unchaseable, and either three wheels were off there and either flip one, or just parked it essentially. There it goes. Deleted.
All right, yeah, I even got a DM there from Advani. Says, we're gonna see if we can do this. Car may be ready to go. First lap ever in the car, let alone at this track. No practice laps. Wish us luck, says Advani. Right.
Go Ricky.
Yep.
Always a hustler, this guy. And there he is.
And there he is. All right, fingers crossed, toes crossed.
A virgin lap.
Yeah, so Advani, no practice, no nothing. Watch this. Watch. You know how sometimes you're just like, I've never done this before. Oh my gosh, I'm doing it. Like, I feel like Advani might just show up.
Here we go.
Has nothing to lose. Big angle.
Oh, nuts.
Yeah, Kitty Litter City.
He might, yeah.
Kitty City. There we go.
That's a good one. He's dug in tight.
Yeah, he is nestled in there. Fresh Steps. Isn't that the kitty litter brand where you like, you know, I'm a dog guy.
Same.
Yeah, I never had kitty litter. I just know Fresh Steps is a kitty litter brand where they paw on it, kind of makes it a fragrance.
I almost had a reaction there, the smoke.
Ooh, that thing is buried. Look at that. That is.
That thing is dug in.
Yeah, center cap deep.
That's a little uncomfortable amount of smoke coming out of the front of that thing.
All right, so our safety crew got a little bit warm there. Let's see.
Yeah, that's unfortunately a trend here with the Corvettes.
We get it. You're a Ford guy, Matt.
No, I like Corvettes.
You don't have to painfully be obvious about your Ford affiliation.
I will have a confession here live that I seen a C5 roller first day. I was like, huh. And that was about as far as I got.
Right. Yeah, I mean, again, you're born a Ford guy. You're born a GM guy. You know,
I was born a GM guy, actually.
Okay.
Yep.
See?
Yeah.
You went against the grain.
Yep.
It's all good. Look at Eggert's even giving you the evil eye. One of the judges. He's real judgy. You know that? This Ryan, Brian, and Chris are real judgy.
Speaking of
judgy McJudgerson.
What's Jared been doing in between rounds?
I've been playing golf.
Yeah, I know
lot of golf. A lot of golf and doing voiceover, and I've been, excited about the new Nitro Rallycross season coming up.
Yeah.
Some big announcements there. I know Von Gittin Jr., actually, him and Travis Pastrana and Nate Wessel, they're building this amazing track in Oklahoma.
Okay.
And that's where we're going to be kicking off Nitro Rallycross, and some big announcements coming up there. So excited to kick off that season. My podcast, Motorland, presented by AAA, and some other projects I'm working on right now. So yeah,
excellent.
And then golfing.
You tell me you're like home. What, a few days a month?
Yeah, my wife and I were ships in the night. I left yesterday morning. She came home yesterday afternoon. Take a look at our Q1 qualifying. Jaden, Mortarana from Montreal, Connor O'Sullivan, Jack Donati, Farouk Kawhi, and Cole Richards. And rounding them out, Jack Davis, Cody Buchanan, Margaritas, Katsanidis. We got Sam Magmami and Dustin Miles. When we come back, we'll get, unfortunately, Advani out of the kitty litter, and we'll keep this party going. Please, don't go anywhere. Round 1 of our Link Engine Management Pro Spec Championship here at the iconic Road Atlanta. Celebrating 20 years of Formula Drift. Don't go anywhere.
Made in Japan. Breed.
Passionate about a life in racing? Circle track, drag racing, drifting, or Monster Jam. Find it all at the University of Northwestern Ohio.
If you want to get everything you need to know about Monster Jam, about motorsports, you got to go to UNOH.
It's been the best opportunity I've ever taken. I've gotten so many opportunities, so many different connections.
It builds every basic skill that you need to be able to work in racing and get your foot in the door.
See where your future can take you with a high-performance motorsports degree from the University of Northwestern Ohio.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Congratulations. There it is.
I'm Jared Deanna, and I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Ryan Sage. Ryan, we have a beautiful day, a great track.
I guess it's a win-win the way you look at it, but man, this is gonna be...
Oh! Chris loses it!
Oh, and Darren McNamara, what happened? Oh, Jared! Tyler McCory drops the tire right there. Oh!
Raceman skills, Millen gets the win. But not phased as Daijiro Yoshihara.
Very fast into this corner right here.
Oh! Blazing speed, and he hits the outside rear clipping zone.
Great proximity from Daigo in the first one with a couple of airs.
Like to see us continue.
Oh man, so all right, we are getting an update here as we are live, and Kelsey Rawlings should be coming up. We're getting a so we are hearing that Kelsey Rawlings, unfortunately, brand new motor, popped it, got a new motor. They put it in last night, yesterday. So Kelsey Rawlings.
Yeah, they had her dad was telling me they built this brand new 5.2 Coyote. And the secondary timing chain broke during practice yesterday, and I heard it going past. I was like, that's not good.
No, you know that.
And then they actually put in her motor from last year, last night. So glad they got it done, and now she can show us what it's all about today.
All right, Kelsey Rawlings, this Top One Oil S chassis. Let's see what Kelsey's got for us. Top One Oil, Staybill, 303 Car Care, S14. There we go. Broken motor, no big deal. NBD into that second outside zone. Kelsey, she is on pace right now. Yo, coming down out of the keyhole. Touch and go, and let's see how she handles it. Inside clip 3, bang, right on it.
Yep, very solid.
That's top 5. That's top 5 for sure.
I agree.
Well done by Kelsey Rawlings, given all the, downtrodden things, and obviously swapping on the engine, brand new engine build, all these things. Guess what? Nope.
No care, yeah. A little straight up initiation here, and all the boxes here, getting real good proximity to inner clip 1, making her way up the hill, pouring on the smoke, getting on that throttle. Could have been a little deeper in the rumble strips in outer zone 1 there as we get through. Gets about half filled through the outer zone 2. Nice proximity through inner clip 2. Hanging out wide there, getting nice and tight to the touch and go, swinging it back around nice and smooth. Inner clip 3. Nice and wide finish. Very good performance here. Look at this angle here. Very good angle. At this angle, it's super impressive that it can overcome all this stuff.
Getting clarification, you know, our format changes. It's just developed and it kind of, you know, just transition over the years. So if we get 18 scores, all the zeros will rerun. So if we, however many scores we get, and again, we'll have to take a look at the ticker where we stand, and then we will backfill with the remaining drivers that are ready to run. All right, a pedal commander burnout box, Link engine management as knockout qualifying, a 79. As we said, top 5.
Oh.
She got the 5th position, so Kelsey gets a score of 79. She will be in the show tomorrow, so congratulations, Kelsey Rawlings. All right, who do we have in the burnout box?
Matt Bystrak in his S13 hatch.
Yeah, Matt Bystrak. Looking forward to seeing what Bystrak can do here. Saw some great driving from him last year. So back in the mix, top of the hill, Mad Max, Mellow Max giving him some knucks. Go for it.
Well, yeah, I believe there's a 2J under there, and Max is all about them 2Js.
Yeah. He's saying, go. Get out of here.
Yeah, let's
get out of here.
Light it up.
Take your ball and get out of here. All right, Bystrak coming down the hill. Into the inside clip. A little bit of a handbrake. 1, 2. Not massive. Ooh, kind of maxed out. You could see that. Into outside zone 2. Gets deep on it. Ooh, overshoots the inside clip. Now out of the keyhole. Inside clip 3. So some little misses throughout the run, but did go through and hit some clips.
I feel like coming out of inner clip 2 there, you kind of parked it, and I don't think you can do that there. There's no decel zone as far as I remember there, and that might be an unchaseable lead. Good angle here in the initiation, good transition, pouring on the throttle. I think he compromised a little angle there to make it up the hill. It wasn't as deep enough in 1. Filled outer zone 2 well, but it definitely kind of messed him up there, and getting into inner clip 2, getting out of the keyhole, pouring it on. Could have used a little more angle, I think, just overall. But he did put together a run. We'll see what the judges have to say about the little parking, or stalling, I should say, out of inner clip 2.
All right, so Bystrak is running. And we're a couple cars down. We were supposed to be Brian Wadman, but unfortunately, Wadman is a DNS, did not start. So waiting for Bystrak's score.
Yeah, you've seen that last clip there. You can see him grabbing some handbrake to kind of either save the car from going off course, or it was a delayed reaction to get closer to inner clip 2. I'm not sure. I haven't gotten any goose eggs
panic
from the judges here. So is it a judge's score? I'm thinking with the time that's gone by.
I think it will be scored. I think it will be scored. It was, you know, not. Oh, there it is. 68.33 for Matthew Bystrak. 68.33 does get him a score on the board. Puts him into 14th position. Link engine management knockout qualifying continuing. We should be seeing Corey Talaska. CoralWorks BMW 2J E36. Another Bimmer for your diet. All right, Talaska initiates using all the course, getting out to the rumble strips. Big, wide swing, very aggressive. Ooh, you saw that kind of counter and correct into outside zone 1, into outside zone 2. Just barely scratching the surface of outside zone 2. Does tighten up on the inside clip of the keyhole. see him just hit that rubble. You see him get upset, but does not throw him off. So Talaska rips it back up the hill. Well done. So again, some moments of greatness there.
Yeah, especially this entry. It was super aggressive. I think he get some X-factor points from there. Then it kind of fell apart a little bit there. He had a real snappy transition, so he had to pull some angle out of the car to make it up the hill, compromising his outer zone 1 fill, and the outer zone 2 wasn't quite present there. Getting into inside clip 2, coming out of the keyhole, and pouring on the throttle, and coming back around to the finish, getting nice and close to the inner clip 3, and he's in the show.
Yeah, I think
homeboy from Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, your old stomping grounds.
Yeah, my old stomping grounds.
I'll be there Monday.
All right.
Pleasant Prairie for snap-on pools.
Excellent. That's a majority of my toolbox is full of the snap-on.
Right, it better be.
You know it.
It better be. Otherwise you're fired. Get out of here, Sofa. All right.
Nice and solid.
Yep, so Talaska puts a score on the board. Again, we were to see Wadman up next, but unfortunately he is not here this weekend, so hopefully we'll see him at round 2 of Pro Spec. I mean, we're in Orlando in like, what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, we get a week off. Well, I mean, you never get weeks off, but I do. I get to go home and decompress and then come back to the swamp.
Chill with the baby. I want to see the baby. All right, so Wadman was to be next, but now we're seeing Austin Mata. It does Mata. Austin Mata Motorsports, S14. All right, Corey Talaska awaiting his score. And here we go, Talaska with a 74. Corey Talaska with 74, puts him into 8th position. All right, continuing on, there we go. Austin Mata. Let's see what we got for us. Austin. Down the hill. Look at that, just coming in a shot. Into the inside clip. Really fluid, like that initiation. You saw a little lift into inside clip 1, but look at that. Hammering down outside zone 2. Inside clip 3, got to that third to hash mark, could be closer. The fluidity though, I really enjoy that. Look at that snap, that's an X factor right there. You saw that transition going to outside zone 2 into inside clip 3. That is that X factor, yeah.
Absolutely.
Spotters, yeah, that was great.
He's definitely found the throttle and the bottom, like you said, zip tied it. Primary for most of the run there, it was a good show. Taking a look at back here. Good straight up initiation. Grab the handbrake maybe 3 times, but who's counting, right?
And, we are. The judges are. That's who's counting.
But yeah, like you said, super smooth coming up the hill here. Fills a majority of the zone. I'd say probably all of it, if anything. Got the 3rd tick there on the inner clip 1. Shooting out of the keyhole, pouring on the throttle, getting the touch and go. Nice snap, and sets him up perfectly for a good wide finish there. Taking another look here we go. Snaps full angle there, getting real close to the clip 1. Like I said before, touch and go, not important on the run up. Could have been a little deeper in outer zone 1 as he approaches outer zone 2, coming back around. Not deep enough there in the inner clip, but he keeps it together, pouring on the smoke. Throttle, touch and go nice and tight. Whips it back around for a nice, clean finish. And a serpentine batter up the hill.
Yeah, what you love? Serpentine's the word of the day for you.
That's like one of the words. We got a lot of words.
Ham sandwich. I know you're hungry.
A lot of the sandwiches. Yeah, I could eat.
Yeah, you. 81.66 for Austin. Puts him into 5th position. That knocks Kelsey down to 6th. But Austin in the mix, and Kelsey will be as well. Again, our format this year, it's not the not so great 8. Basically, we'll lock in the top 24 or those that have scores. So say we have 20 scores and the rest are zeros, we'll rerun all the zeros.
Awesome.
So yeah, the incompletes as they call them. So hopefully we get 24 scores. Remaining drivers will run through. So here we go. Rudy Hansen, new livery, new look. The old Rudy Hansen throwing down.
I think it's the loudest car visually on the grid here
yeah.
in Pro Spec.
Turn your car down. I can't hear you. I mean, your graphics. No, it looks good. I like it. I love the neon, the floral yellow. Yo, Rudy comes in hot. Kind of overshoots that inside clip. Outer zone 1 nails it. Outside zone 2. Coming back down the hill, let's see how he manages. Seemed a little more refined even from last year to this year. Hopefully he's got more seat time. Maybe the car changed up. I don't know the exact build, but we'll get some details as the event goes on. But Rudy Hansen putting down a decent run.
I definitely agree. He was right at that cusp of the car, struggling, or not struggling, but getting real comfortable with the car. Nice and even outer zone 1 there. And he had an interesting arc here coming out of outer zone 2. He kind of made some corrections through there to get that point on the inner clip 1. Blasting out of the keyhole, getting nice and tight on the touch and go, pouring on the throttle, and a few hatches off of the inner clip 3, but very solid run from Rudy here. I really liked it.
Yep.
Awesome, man. That camera angle really accentuates the entry angle for sure, and very smooth coming up the hill here. Very little corrections, little stab of the handbrake, if you will, and then right there you can kind of see a little bobble action, a little left foot, little handbrake to get that inner clip, but then he finishes out the run real strong there. Could have been a little more closer to the touch and go, but it's a very solid run. It'll definitely be a contender here in the tournament, if you will.
Is that his rap name? Little Handbrake?
Little Handbrake.
Rap name. Little Handbrake. It's spelled L-I-L. So Lil Handbrake. That's
little HB.
HB. Yeah. 82.3. Rudy Hansen. Lil Rudy Hansen puts it down for his town. The X Factor score 3 out of 10. So again, that just speaks to the unknown. Look at my man right here. If you're hungry, dude, we can get you some food. You don't need to chew on your fingers. You're good. Yeah, you in the red sunglasses. I could see you. Quit chewing your fingernails. That's a bad habit. You too. Look, my man just woke up from a nap here. He's big Adam LZ fan. Sorry, Adam's not here, bro. That guy has an invisible hat. See it? You can't even see it. All you see is the FD logo.
Is that a camouflage joke?
It's a camouflage joke.
Okay, because I wasn't paying attention.
Dad jokes, dad bod. You know what I'm talking about. Because you're dad. You don't have dad bod. I wasn't shaming you. Speaking of ham sandwich.
Maybe I should stick to the banana sandwiches.
All right. Evan Bogovich. All right, so the vehicle might look familiar. The pink, United States Air Force. Well, Amanda Sorensen not joining us. Amanda said, hey, Evan, get over here. Says, yep. I know Evan's wife, she just texted me. She wished she could be here. She says, hey, let's go. So she's super excited to cheer on her man, Evan Bogovich. Lindsay watching from home. Lindsay cheering on your man. Here we go. Bogovich coming down, United States Air Force, BMW. Nasty transition. Really good flick. Does overshoot it a bit. Now transition up the hill. Bogovich into that first outside zone. Comes in ripping. Oh.
That's one off for sure.
He goes full ham sandwich on that one. Little dusty. Can he salvage this? Was that? Do you think that was unchaseable?
No. I just saw one tire off. Okay. I don't think a chase car would have any problem following that into that outer zone 2 by any means.
All right. So Bogovich campaigning again. Amanda Sorensen's car. She's over in Scotland racing.
I really like that flick. There's some good X factor, but he had a lot of speed coming in there and kind of made his transition late and his proximity to inner clip 1 a little off, and obviously he filled that zone and then some. There might have even been 2 off, so it's going to be a little more of a deduction than I originally thought. Arcing around there on the inner clip 1, pouring on the throttle, not even hitting the rumble strips on the touch and go. Pretty middle of the road, I would say, but definitely good show. All
right, let's see what we got here. For Bogovich, does he get a score? Is it incomplete? I believe they are submitting scores.
There's some scribbling.
Chris, is that scoreable? Mr. Yule? It is scoreable. Scoreable run, okay. Yeah, exactly to your point. It goes off course, but, it's still chaseable.
It's the gray area, right?
Yeah. It's the brown area. It's the red clay brown area. 75 for Bogovich. Bogovich slides into 10th position. Yeah, hi. Look at Bogovich. What's up with the glasses?
Dude. Pump, man.
Ooh. Yeah, hi. And Bogovich gets a score, slides in 10th position. Find out from Jason that Adam Kanapik's spotter saying Kanapik is out. The donut Donut Media vehicle. They still make T-shirts, though. You guys still make T-shirts over there, right? Yeah, I think Donut Media still makes T-shirts. Oh, they make videos, too. But Donut Media, Adam Knappik, unfortunately, give the throat chop. All right, next up is this Nate Chen. Nate Chen. Let's see what Nate's got for us. I know he's been spotting for a few drivers. And, let's see how he does behind the wheel. Nate Chen into the outside zone 1. Very fluid run there from Nate Chen. Look at that. Yo! Phil's outside zone 2. Well done from Chen. I think, yeah, that was great. And you heard him, what, grab another gear? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, for sure. Coming out of the keyhole.
Yeah.
And a lot of RPMs coming out of the inner clip of the keyhole. And in the transition, that's when you do it. Kind of mask it. So you
All right, so great job there by Nate Chen. Let's see where he stands.
Nice wide initiative. Grabbing some handbrake in there, getting real close to inner clip 1. Love the snappy transition here. Usually doesn't work out coming up the hill, but he filled out that zone just as he needed to. Filled out our zone 2 just as well. Coming back here, nice smooth arc. If he didn't drop some, he gets in that upshift right there. I can tell he pours on the throttle, coming back around, middle of the lane there through touch and go. Nice and close to inner 3, and away he goes back up the hill.
Very fluid.
Yeah, for sure.
No offense to Nate, but that's not the Nate Chen I saw last year.
I would agree.
Nate, a little glitchy last year, maybe nerves. Seems a lot more comfortable. Just looking at it at first glance, I think if this is on pace of what we're going to see from Nate Chen this year, he's got a real strong presence.
Yeah.
He finished overall. I mean, top 10.
Yeah.
Right. Top 10 overall.
We're right in there.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's that X factor, that initiation snap, everything was good. I really like that.
Number 1 qualifier?
I was just going to ask you.
Top 3.
At least top 3.
Saying top 3.
All right.
He still has an opportunity with the X factor score. I think is going to be high. 87.3. There we go. Number 1 qualifier, Nate Chen. There he is. Takes the number 1 spot. Nathaniel Chen.
Yeah, I think he had a lot of good
3.33 X factor.
And
at a 90 on the qualifying, 84. So room to grow, but really, really well done.
Not a whole lot of major things to polish, but I really liked the snappiness. He was smooth where he needed to be. I couldn't really spot any corrections. It was really, really solid.
This is who you said on our pre-show, Ben Hobson, one to watch. Odie Bakshis, he's part of that camp now.
He loves
so
this
the
car.
pedal commander, he says he loves that car. He's very familiar with S chassis. And obviously a very proven chassis. That pedal commander GT radial steel suspension. Into that second outside zone. He knows this track. He loves this track. Into that inside clip. And now coming on down. Woo! Look at this. Oh, look at that. Yeah. He got snappy. Well done from Hobson.
Snappy like a leatherback turtle, I tell you.
Haka. Watch your fingers, kids.
Look at this.
Yeah, break it down.
He didn't have to correct a little more angle thing. I think he was slowing the car down the angle, which was great to have that instinct in there. Deep into outer zone 1. Perfectly executed there, I would say. Coming out of outer zone 2. Can't get much closer than that without getting your eyes wet to inner clip 1. Pouring on the throttle, making that upshift happen. I mean, this might be the number 1 contender. That might be a little deficit, but I think with just the inside corner, I think we'll be okay. We'll be sitting pretty.
He got a little aggressive on that. I mean, look at that.
Yeah,
flirt with the dirt, dude. That snappy transition there towards the end, that got a little precarious, but I don't think it'll hurt him too much.
Yeah, I liked how he used all the angle in his car coming out of zone 1 to slow it down. So definitely might have the higher X factor. So we'll have to see what the judges have to say about that. But that was impressive.
Again, we are here in the Link Engine Management Pro Spec Championship. Our top 32 going down tomorrow. Also, thank you to Road Atlanta, as Zero Carb Beer is here at Drift Atlanta. What kind of, look at that, an 89. Takes that number 1 spot, just like that from Nate Chen.
X Factor.
Yep, all right, so if you're looking for a good libation, adult beverages, Zero Carb Beer is here at Drift Atlanta. Presented by Bud Light Next. Bud Light Next is a super crisp and refreshing light beer with only 80 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 carbs. Bud Light Next, brewed for what's next. And again, Drift fans, enjoy responsibly with Bud Light Next. right, we got Casey Cole coming down the hill. Casey Cole, the M-Spec S chassis. Let's see what we got. Again, getting into top 10 drivers. This is where the action's really going to heat up. These drivers making a presence last year, and now here they are back in the 23 season. Casey Cole fails to get out to the outside zone 2. Way over. Oh, that's going to be game over. That's going to be an incomplete for Casey Cole, unfortunately. That is wildly unchaseable, unfortunately.
Guys, we got an extra practice day for him, and his first lap out, he had that incident with Root. And I'd like to think they had enough time to get the car back together and dialed in as well as it was coming into the show. And Casey's a good driver. He's always gunning to, be the best. And hopefully it wasn't a mechanical thing that was keep holding him back, and it was just a mental block.
Yeah. Well, he'll be another driver that is going to re-rack for the second run, locking in our score drivers, maximum of 24, and then we'll have the other drivers rerun to potentially fill out the top 32. All right, so Casey Cole gets an incomplete. We are in the top 6 drivers now. Got Blake Olson. Blake Olson, always a exciting driver to watch. He was somebody that you called out.
Yeah, it's one of the few LSs that I really love the sound of. I think it's so high strung, and it sounds amazing.
Yeah. Taking a look at our qualifying results. The bar is set by Hobson with the 89. Chen slides down to second, and Martirana, and 83.33. So O'Sullivan, Donati round out top 5. Blake Olson on the start line in the TNVC GT Radial E92, coming to us from Las Vegas, Nevada. Place your bets. 702, sliding in Blake Olson. Always loved his FC, his LSFC. Great looking car. Always loved that car too. So he's got that one. Got Max on the line because Sopa's up here talking some smack as Blake Olson comes down the hill. Aggressive initiation. Look at that maximum angle. Ooh, he works with all of the track. Not in a good way. And now comes into outside zone 1, into outside zone 2. Does fall short. And now into that inside clip to the keyhole. So that TNVC GT Radial BMW E92 makes his way back up the hill. So I got to think nerves is a major factor of that.
I know we got a lot of laps in practice yesterday and today. We got, warm up before qualifying. And like I've said, and I'll continue to say, entry on this course especially is everything. And he had a pretty spicy entry, and it kind of set him up poorly for the rest of the course. He did fill outer zone 1, but the transition had to be slow. Taking angle out of the car, came up super short in outer zone 2. But did set him up good for inner clip 1. He's pouring it out of there. Takes a bite out of our touch and coat cones there, and finishes out the run. So he's got a score. He'll be in the show. I know he's got more in him.
Yeah, just refine it a little, like fine one.
Yeah, I mean, that thing looks so good in drift. Like, that should be X Factor alone. Look at that thing.
Yeah, that does look good. When you take that little element out, just look at that.
Yep. Throwing through the gears. Pouring on the smoke. 1, 2. Ricky will get those for us. Don't worry about that, Blake. Going back up the hill.
All right, our knockout qualifying brought to you by Link Engine Management. Link Engine Management, the official engine management of Formula Drift and the title sponsor of the Pro Spec Championship. Let's see here. All right, cleaning up some debris, getting it off course.
Yeah, I got an update from one of Chris Leonard's crew, the guy in the S550 Mustang. His clutch was slipping on his qualifying run.
Yeah.
And from a leaky slave, so they're going to dial that in, and he should make it back in his second run. So
awesome.
Kudos to those guys. That's a difficult one to change, especially with that big coyote in there.
You'll catch me looking at my phone and getting some updates here and talk. And that's what's always great.
I got my first one.
Right there you go. Yeah, welcome to the club.
All right.
Again, Canapic's team over here. They said the car broke on initiation.
Yeah.
So Canapic's engine just popped.
Just gave up the ghost.
On initiation, dude. Just such a bummer.
Such a bummer.
The horsepower got out is when what we like to say when the engine blows.
Hounds.
Yep.
All right, so getting into our top 4 drivers. Blake finished 6th overall last year. Again, Robert Thorne, who has now entered into the Pro Championship conversation. That leaves D-Maz, Derek Madison, finished 2nd last year. We got Andy Hatley, Dimitri Bruksky, and Alex Jager. So Alex is up next. All right, we got a lot of incompletes there.
More than a baker's dozen.
More than, yeah, that's 13, so 14.
Yep. We're doing math today.
So we are finding out we do have 22 scores. So we will, so here's the conundrum is, so whoever's on the bubble, because we're going to take the top 24, the other drivers need to rerun.
Correct.
So again, taking a look, minus, about 38 drivers, 37. So figure, do the math,
Carry the 2.
Yeah. we got a few drivers. So, yep, we are all good.
And maybe someone can correct me if I'm wrong, because if they incomplete again, then a driver, the buy run, will have to take their place if they don't score the second one, unfortunately.
Yep. I mean, I hopefully we don't see buy runs. I always like to see the battles.
Absolutely.
As Alex Jager here in the Chris Forsberg.
The not Chris Forsberg.
The not Chris Forsberg? No, it's not Chris
Forsberg.
It's
his livery.
I'm saying he races for Chris Forsberg Racing. Austin drink. Nissan 370Z now coming down into inside clip 1. Now up the hill in outside zone 1. He comes in blazing. Oh, he does fall a bit short there on outer zone 2. Second hash mark on inside clip 2. Coming out of the keyhole, just barely dips that left tire. Now comes out inside clip 3 and rounds out the course.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he, I'm fairly certain he has a sequential in there, so he might have not gotten it low enough coming into outer zone 2 because it was bogging. He made it fall short here, so excellent transition by Alex here as he comes around. Nice snappy transition, I really like that. That should give him some X-Factor points. Getting dialed in there through the outer zone 1, but just, I think using a little gear, could hear the VR in there bogging down. He gets decently close to interclip 1, but it's continuing. You can hear rev limiter. I think he finally caught that gear he was looking for coming out of the keyhole, and he finishes out the run. Solid, decent proximity coming in the interclip 3 and going back up the hill. Another look here. Here we go. Nice, decent angle deep into those rumble strips coming through interclip 1. Nice snap, climbing up the hill, giving it all, and uses the angle on his car nice to slow it down, but it was just a little too soon to fill out that zone. Good proximity there again, banging the rev limiter, getting a little taste of the dirt, as you say, and finishes out the run here. And he's in the show.
Getting gritty, exiting out the horseshoe, getting in. Bruksky, Hatley, D-Maz, Derek Madison. 3 more drivers left to go. 78.3. Alex does leave some opportunity there on the table, so 78.33 puts him in 10th position. As you said, he's in the show.
He's in the show, and I was told earlier that this is actually a new car for Bruksky that he built. It wasn't S's at all. He had the Z4, and then he had the other E46 of S's, but now this is a new chassis for him.
Bruksky, a fierce competitor in the Pro Spec Championship. Wanted to compete here in Pro Spec once again. More seat time. Having 4 rounds as opposed to 8, a little more manageable for some drivers. It's a lot having 8 rounds. It doesn't sound like a lot, but logistically, like I said, we're in Orlando in 2 weeks. So all this. But let's take a look. Dimitri Bruksky, Drift HQ, BMW. Never settle. That's his motto. Now in the outside zone 1, you saw him come at an angle a little bit there, but that allows him to get out outside zone 2. As you said, that it being the spec class, did he have maybe enough tires? You said put some air in it. That might have caused, might have allowed him to get out to outside zone 2. But it seems to be a reoccurring theme. But Bruksky,
yeah, I feel like his transition out of inner clip 1 was just a little late, and it kind of set him up probably not as sweet as he wanted to coming into outer zone 1. Once we take a look at it here.
All right. Take a look at the United States.
I really like the entry. Nice mid flick there coming into the rumble strips. pouring on the smoke, and I think he just transitioned a little late there. The touch and go isn't judged there, but it's a good visual reference for the drivers. And I think he just transitioned just too late beyond that. Came up short on outer zone 2, came up decent proximity there on inner clip 1, pouring on the throttle, coming back around. Could have gotten closer there. I'm sure there's be a little bit of deduction there on the touch and go. Good proximity in the outer inner clip 3, and bringing it home. Another take with that using all the BMW angle. I'm pretty sure he's under wise fab in there. And yeah, you can see not too many corrections, but he did use the angle of his car to slow it down just a bit too much. He's a couple 3 feet away from the outer zone 2. And on the second hatch there on inner clip 1, keeping it clean on the pavement, coming out of the keyhole. And nice, could have been a little snappier transition for the X Factor there, but he's on the board and in the show.
2 more drivers left for our first qualifying run. Top 24. 75 for Dimitri Bruksky. Gets 14th position. The X Factor, you can see 0.6 out of 10. So, that's going to hurt.
Yeah.
It's going to hurt.
We got the Drift Wizard up.
Yeah.
Have you seen his reels? Andy Hatley's?
Oh, yeah, dude. Andy's crushing some Instagram stories right now. I think I'm going to go home now. He looks like
that is the epitome of Forrest Gump.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go home now. I'm tired. All right, what do we got here? Andy Hatley coming down the hill. Andy Hatley Motorsports, up there, E46. Now comes up the hill into that first outside. He is ripping into outside zone 2.
Yes.
Wow, you know, that was great. You know, that's some X Factor right there. That
big
was
time.
Little A-care attitude now outside of the keyhole. Look at this. Andy Hatley, well done.
Give him a hand for that one.
Yeah, finishes 3rd overall last year. Again, we've seen Andy from 2004, 05, leaves, comes back, makes a lot of noise, builds that E30, which I love that car. Just never worked out, but this E46 is just
he likes this because it's a longer E30. He feels like into what he's comfortable with. Look at how he approaches this outer zone 1. Just he doesn't have the most angle there until he needs it, and it just makes it look so smooth and textbook coming in there. Feels his own just enough for all the points. Could have been a little closer to the clip 2. Nice transition there. Maybe a little later, kind of threw him off a little wider course there. He didn't get as quite close to the touch and go there, and I'd say just a few little things to polish up. That could have been a number 1, but I think Hobson's got him on the X Factor.
Yep.
And just a couple of boxes that he ticked there that made it different from Hatley's here. So just look at how smooth this BMW is coming in. You don't see the rear tire ever slow down, pouring on the angle, but I think that also attributed to it coming a little wide here on the middle of the course on the turn here. But that's good. That's a contender there. I might have missed him writing it down in my notes here, but he's one to look for.
And an 83. Look at that.
They should have put a cone on top of his
driver photo here. All right, Andy Hatley, definitely a character, but a big personality on track as well. On 83, he's currently in 4th position. D-Mads, Derek Madison, new look, new flavor, same St. Louis style. There we are. Hobson leads the pack with an 89. Nate Chen, 87.3. And Martirana sits in 3rd. You can see Jager, Richards, Davis, Bogovich, Bruksky, Talaska, Buchanan, Katsanidis, and then look. So 24. We got our 24 drivers locked. Look at all those incompletes. If D-Mat, so here's the big one. Medici, if all signs are saying D-Mats gets a score, Medici will have to go to his 2nd qualifying run. But he also does have a score. We'll take the better of the 2 effort. Here we go. D-Mats, big angle from him. Derek Madison finishing 2nd overall. That Fuel Lab Technologies S chassis from St. Louis.
Oh, no.
Oh, he missed a lot of that outside zone, too. Whoa, way off. Just that line. It threw him off. When you're off that outside zone, too, it's going to overshoot you past that inside clip. And that's exactly what happened to Derek Madison. Oh, man, he is driving aggressively.
Yeah.
I think the frustration is showing. Very, very emotional, very passionate driver. Just a great guy. When it clicks, it really clicks for him. When it goes south really quick, unfortunately, for Derek Madison.
He saw those other runs. He's like, I got to go above that, you know.
Right.
And he started off strong. He had a weird kind of late transition there going up into the hill, which I think was the crux of the situation.
Yep.
Just set him up for failure on outer zone 2 coming up short. We got the 2nd hatch. on interclip 1. He's coming around, and he's got new life coming down the hill. So he got his box checked on the return, and they have 2 wheels off there. I believe that's past the finish line. We'll have to take a look at that later. But using all the angle, kind of understeered there. And I expect a little better from Derek.
Yeah.
He's a homie, and I know he can do better. He just there's more rubber on the track. Who knows what's going on? It is what it is, but it's a scoreable run, and we'll see where it puts him.
All right. So we have 24 scores locked in. Where does DMADS land? Again, we have completed all of the first qualifying runs for Pro Spec. That's not going to knock Hobson off. But what's also good is, we should ideally get 32 drivers.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So Derek Madison cleaning up the track, getting it tight and right as Madison left his bumper out there.
Yep, did a bumper delete.
Thanks for joining us out here. Round 1 of our Link Engine Management Pro Spec Championship. Hashtag FDATL, also hashtag Formula D. Round 1 of the Pro Spec Championship, but round 2 of the Pro Championship. And here is the score for Derek Madison, 72.33, slides him into 19th. So Medici will have to complete his second run.
The only scored one to have to
I know, right? The others are incomplete. So we'll get the track prepped, and we will make sure it's official, make sure all the scores are good, and we'll see the second qualifying run from the non-24 drivers. So we'll see quite a few. This guy, Protector of New York. Is that Spider-Man? Just saying, you've never seen Spider-Man and that kid in the same room. That's you, bud. Look at you. What?
He's so pumped.
Yo, start him young. What are you running away?
Give us a thumbs up, bud.
Oh, you're hiding? Dude, I could still see you. You're terrible at hide and seek, bro. I could still see you. How we doing up there? When we come back, don't go anywhere. Our bumpers will be affixed, and we will see our second qualifying run from the remaining drivers. Don't go anywhere. Matt Sopa, Jared Dean, our judges, Formula Drift drivers, the Link Engine Management Pro Spec Championship when we come back.
Rockstar Energy gets me energized so I can go out and send it. Hustle on.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Link ECU. We know what it takes to win. Pushing boundaries, performing under pressure, and having the best people on your team. Link ECU, the performance, reliability, and power to get to the podium.
For 30 Formula Drift teams, our professional tire stacks crew will mount over 1,000 tires during a weekend to keep our drivers on track, competing at the highest level. TireStacks.com, the official tire service of Formula Drift.
The magic of Rain-X. Okay, that's some serious Hollywood stuff right there. But with Rain-X Latitude water repellency blades, the magic is real. These blades apply a new longer lasting water repellency formula. The magic of Rain-X repels water from your windshield so water beads up and rolls away while you drive, giving you the clearest view possible. Treat your windshield for safer driving visibility with Rain-X Latitude water repellency wiper blades.
My heart just dropped.
All right, Jared, you've been around for 20 years. In your opinion, over the last 20 years, which driver had the most interesting style for you and why?
Chris Forsberg gets the win. I'm joking. Everybody thinks that I'm not a judge, FYI. Most interesting style, I like Chelsea, man. I like Chelsea's style. He has fun. He kicks it off. I love Ryan's. You know what? They're all my favorites. Like, it's like having a kid. I got 2 kids. I can't have a favorite.
He's too politically accurate. It's okay. It's fine.
The road to the championship.
I've won the championship twice now. I think we can do it again.
Let's go. Let's do this.
Your winner at round 1. Look at Osmo. He's a magician. Here we go. Rain or shine, these guys are down for a good time. You can't count anybody out.
Everybody's really pushing the envelope. One mistake, and that's it.
Oh my goodness.
What did I do wrong? I don't get it.
So it's all about attrition here in St. Louis. We're in the playoffs, man. We are fighting for it tooth and nail. And Osmo goes hard. Matt Field, the guy to beat.
We got 20 seconds to shine. We can't make any mistakes. If you do, you're out.
It's going to be coming down to Irwindale, kids.
Is Matt feeling the pressure? Absolutely.
The championship is on the line. Ryan Turk, he says, hold my rock star, homeboy. Let me show you something. Matt Field is out. Huge repercussions here. Your winner, Frederick the Norwegian Hammer Osbo! What an amazing ending to a 2022 season. Hey now, welcome back. Nice little breeze. I'm easy like Thursday afternoon. No?
We talked about the genres I listen to, so you're...
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah, you're not, again, you gotta adopt the dad vibe.
You know what I'm getting into is like the heavy covers of older stuff that you probably listen to.
Right. All right, well, guess what? Again, it is just a casual Thursday. Our Link Engine Management Pro Spec Championship and qualifying continues. We will see the remaining drivers that did not get into the top 24. So we will run through them from the bottom to the top and see who advances on into the 32. Again, thank you to our judges, Chris Yule, Brian Eggert, Ryan Lontaine. Ryan Lontaine nursing an ankle. He's out there running today and sprained his ankle. He's shaking his head. And
what were you running from?
He was what? He was chasing Brian Eggert. These guys, they were running there. I don't know what they were doing out there, but yeah, unfortunately, Lontaine. All joking aside, he unfortunately did roll his ankle. So he's elevating it. It's on ice. He's got a wrap.
It was a D-beat.
He's gonna be out of commission. What's that?
It was a D-beat. D-beat at his foot.
He's like, ouch, my ankle, eh? That's what he said when he heard it. Brian's been really teasing him too, like really doubling down on the ankle jokes. He's not being supportive. Well, I mean, maybe he's supporting his ankle. All right, so let's see. We are seeing Z Kennedy here, Zendara Kennedy. She will be our first competitor at the top of the mountain. And there she is. We saw, again, that was many moons ago, I feel like, a lot of Pro Spec drivers.
Yeah.
So a lot of drivers.
Fortnite.
Yeah, okay. Again. Oh boy.
Not the game.
I know what you meant. Do you know how long a fortnight is?
2 moonrises, or two weeks worth of moonrises or something along those lines.
So the answer is no, you don't know what it means.
Correct.
Okay. I think that is the closest. I feel like Ryan Sage would know. He's over here. We'll ask him if he look up what a fortnight distances. All right, here we go. We are talking about Zendara Kennedy, another Canadian driver, stunt driver, a busy gal. Z drives 240 SX. All right, Zendara into that first inside clip, very aggressive, and wow, sends it into the kitty litter.
Is he gonna get out of it?
Yeah, that's a nice thing. Just keep it there
Shake
for a
it loose,
moment.
keep the rocks there. We'll,
so unfortunately, Zendara Kennedy on her Formula Drift Pro Spec round 1. That's going to be unfortunately all she wrote.
Yeah, it looked like there was some bobbles coming down the hill there. I don't know if that kind of messed her up. And the initiation was just too late to begin with, and then too spicy.
Too spicy. All right, let's learn more about one of our drivers who's back in action here in 2023.
What's up everyone, James Dean here, driver of the brand new Ford Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD, and we're making a return to Formula Drift. It's been a while, I've been missing for like 3 full seasons, and we're coming back with a brand new team, a brand new car. I'm so happy to be back. You know, since I started drifting 16 years ago, America was the dream. So it's great to be back here in the streets of Long Beach. It's definitely my favorite FD track of the season, so yeah, I love it here. So the RTR team have been super welcoming and trying to make me feel as comfortable as possible. You know, driving a brand new car. It's the first time I've ever competed in an American car. Ride and drive, sequential transmission, which is different to the dog boxes Chelsea and Adam and Vaughan use. So they're just trying to make me feel as at home as possible. These cars make well over 1,000 horsepower, fully turned up, and they have super amounts of grip, forward bite, feel really good. You can drive the car in really high angle, snap the car hard, even though it's quite a big car. You can be really aggressive with it behind the wheel. Every lap we're just going a little bit harder, and a little bit harder. So one of the biggest changes I've had to make to my own driving style, my own cars are set up kind of like car gives you feedback, so you're just like holding on and letting the car do a lot of the work, where this way around you have to tell the car what to do more. You're more hands-on, you have to really direct the car and be on top of it because it's super gripped up. It's really a different driving style, so I think that's the biggest change. And also I'm used to turbocharged 6-cylinder and 4-cylinder engines, so this is my first time going to a proper all-out V8 with a lot of nitrous. It comes on like an explosion and revs to the moon. It sounds crazy loud. It's definitely the loudest car I've ever driven in my life. You're definitely not going to fall asleep behind the wheel of this thing. It's going to keep you awake. Hey guys, if you want to know more about me and my car, check it all out on the Throttle app.
All right, well, James Dean making a statement, coming back. He is your 3-time champion, back to back, and he's back at it. Talking about Formula Drift behind the wheel of one of those RTR Mustangs. He is completing the season. Again, him and Chelsea Nofa. There are 3 cars in the RTR camp. So Chelsea and James will be competing the entirety of the season, as Adam LZ and Vaughn Gittin Jr. will alternate in the other vehicle. All right, so here's our Q2 qualifying start list. So Zendara Kennedy, who we just saw, but we got Foley, Root, Chesnutt, Love, Malvasio, Leonard, O'Connor, Lickliter, and Rahimi, as well as the other drivers. Advani, Knappich is out. Zach Ferrar, Casey Cole, and Blake Olson. So 15 vehicles, actually 14, since Knappich has retired.
Yeah, I was told by Casey Cole's wife and spotter that there was a mechanical issue that they're kind of fighting from that practice incident. So hopefully he can drive through it. Now he knows what the car's going to do, and see if he can make it.
Wait, not Stokey's wife. It's not Stokey's wife. It's Casey Cole's wife. I'm joking. I know this. I messed up. My bad. Does Casey know this, that you're married to Stuckey? No. Cool. Casey's wife is up here, and she gave us some great communique. Tyler Foley here. Tyler Foley, team no grip. He needs grip.
Yeah.
He needs it. He needs
contrary
it.
to the
contrary
general
to the name.
population belief of drifting.
He does need grip. You do need side bite, baby. Here we go. Foley initiates into inside clip 1. Whoa! He holds on loosely and doesn't let go into that outside zone 1. Look at that front right lifting up. He's got some grip for sure. Comes up short in the outside zone 2. Oh, wide swing down the hill and exits out of the keyhole. Dips that front left toe into the dirt. Heads back up the hill. So Foley, some opportunity there. Is that enough? Whoa, buddy.
Shaking the rocks.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's looks like he was on the edge of that struggle and balance thing coming up here with the grip and everything else coming in the outer zone too. But very solid run here. He got a really late transition coming out of the out of inner clip 1, filled outer zone 1 about halfway, and then that hill and gravity and grip just kind of got the best of him. Came up way short and way far on inner clip 2 and put the pedal to the metal. Car was kind of bogging, got new life on the return, and now he's got a new score. And you got a little taste of, I don't think anyone's gotten that far off course. Look at that, another angle here, pouring on the angle. Got a good proximity there, and like I said, a late transition kind of set him up for not the greatest success there, as he should have poured on the throttle a little later and came off of it a little later, but set him up a lot better through the horseshoe here. Transitioning out of there very awkwardly, I would say, coming into the touch and go, and a nice kind of slower transition, but better than an incomplete, and we got driver in the show again.
All right, so Foley heads back up the hill, then Link Engine Management knockout qualifying. 70, so he does get a score. Where he lands, TBD, obviously 1 within, so he can't get any higher than 25th.
Yeah, out of the, what,
so
14? He's the
out
top.
of the 15, yeah, out of the 14 drivers, he's the top, does have a score.
Yeah.
So again, out of the 14 drivers, we'll only take 8 more on top of the 24 that had the qualifying run. So
correct.
We'll see where they're at. And also the only driver that does have a run will take the better of the 2. That's Medici. So he's the only one that does have a score on his first run. It just wasn't enough to be in the top 24.
Very good. Very good.
So we'll take the better of the 2. Trevor Root. Let's go.
I am Root.
Root Scoot. I am Root. Nice. Root Scoot and Boogie.
I was waiting for you, man.
Here we go. I am Root. I am Root. Here we go. Trevor Root initiates in that first inside clip. He swings wide. That was a big wide swing there, unfortunately for Root. The Root is on fire. Lots of mistakes here and there and everywhere, unfortunately for Root. Exciting, fun run. Really exciting, just off of the mark.
It's exciting. If it was not judged.
If it was a thrash and bash, obviously having a great time, but it needs to be more concise.
Yeah, he took his lessons from his incomplete and kind of applied them here. He did a really good job of saving it, getting off course there, so got to commend him for that. Just had a little commitment issues. Also got to remember, that's probably his 6th or 7th lap of the weekend.
Yeah.
And we saw when you have 0 laps in the weekend, it can be a lot more disastrous, but got good touch and go, new life coming back, and good proximity there in the inner clip 3, and we should have a score from Root.
Yeah.
Look at that. Almost backwards, so in that angle, I can't discern if it's backwards or unchaseable until I see the other angle.
Right.
So I see scribbling going on with the judges, so we'll see what's up here. We've got wide inner clip 2 there, so I think it'll be interesting to see what he comes up with as far as score goes.
See what we got from Trevor Root. And a score coming up here. So just a few drivers on their second run, a 68.66. So does get a score. Obviously,
yes, sir.
Does not better that of Tyler Foley. What do we got next? Warm up the tires, the pedal commander burnout box.
That'd be Chesnutt. Is it a 1 Series up there? I can't tell.
On our second qualifying run, coming down the hill, Justin Chesnutt. So there you go. Justin Chesnutt, After Hours Autosports, E82. All right, Chesnutt coming through that start chicane. And Chesnutt comes down the hill, 3, 2, 1. Launch. Here we go, in that first flip. Good angle from him. A lot more polish in his first run. He got a little wild. Comes at an angle into that outside zone 1. Oh, falls short in outside zone 2. Really tight. You know, again, contrary to what we said before, if you're missing outside zone 2, he did tighten it up. So optimization of outside zone 2 into that inside flip 2 and 3. So, I mean, honestly, really good outside of outside zone 2.
Yeah, I felt like he even saved it there from looping it around there before inner clip 2. Looks like he's using all the angle, but let's take another look here. Kind of a middle of the road entry there. Nice wide, no big flick. Good proximity. Again, we're not judging the touch and go. Coming up the hill, got a tire almost 2 on the outer zone 1, but fell up a few meters short there, but he got tight to the inner clip 1. Not as tight as he could be, but wasn't bogging this time, and he got close to touch and go, coming around back and finishing it out. So he'll be on the board. He'll be in the competition tonight or tomorrow. Really liked his transition there coming up the hill, nice and tight. It was smooth overall. I think the major deficit was that outer zone 2, and I think
outside of that, that's competitive
for sure. It like I said, it was on the brink of looping it there right before inner clip 2, and I think he did a good job of saving it without showing the mistake.
Boom, 74.66, Justin Chesnutt. A lot of X Factor points there, so leaving them out. But still, 74.66 gets in a #1 spot. That should be comfortable enough to get in the mix. But again, 14 drivers, only 8 spots.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that X Factor. That's I enjoy it.
We're gonna see more. It's gonna be more apparent. No offense to the Pro Spec drivers, but the pro drivers just the capabilities that they're executing.
I feel like
I think we're gonna see that
because this track is more technical than it looks. You have opportunities in your entry to show that off because there's no boxes to check on where besides the 3, 2, 1, and you can really show off your style there and in the transitions.
Yep. All right, next up, Josh Love. Josh Love's drifting After Hour Autosports. Again, him and Chesnutt, the AHA After Hours Autosports. Josh Love comes down the hill. Big angle from him. You see him throwing some more at it. Really tight on that inside clip. Fire on the mountain, baby. Into that first outside zone. Outside zone 2, nails it. Look at that, fills all of it. I'll tell you what, Josh Love might be our #1 qualifier out of the second run Q2 drivers. What's he gonna do here? Yo, look at that.
Yeah.
If he only did that on his first run, he wouldn't be in this position. Great run from Josh Love.
I was sweating a little when he was coming out of inner clip 1 there at first. I heard the bog, and I was like, oh, no, here we go. But he kept the tires lit. The gearing might have been just a little higher for digging out of that, but he made a good showing through here. So excellent proximity coming there. Didn't need to get close to touch and go, as I've said about 14 times. Outer zone 1, feeling it really good, along with outer zone 2, keeping a nice smooth arc on the throttle, not hearing any mistakes, not seeing any mistakes, making a nice smooth arc, getting into the touch and go. Could have been that was a good snap, and a few clicks off the inner clip 3 there, and he brings it home, and another good angle here. I like that style. It's a good entry and very smooth. He didn't use so much of the car's angle to slow it down. He did left foot brake coming into the outer zone 1, so there might be just a little bit of a deficit there. And just an overall very solid, and I'm gonna have to agree with you, Jared. He might be our #1 qualifier in the knockout section.
Yep. All right, knockout qualifying format here. Again, take the top 24, and for the remaining drivers that don't have a score or didn't get in the top 24, boom, 85.33. If he only did it on his first run, 83, X Factor 2 out of 10. So a good run from Josh Love. I know he's a big deadhead, so let's drink to that.
Josh loves drifting.
Josh loves drifting. Dogs love trucks. I was dating myself there. It was an old Nissan commercial. All right, Cindy Carr, who do we have next? Coming down the hill, coming out.
Daniel.
Back at it again. Daniel, here we go. Daniel Malvasio. And again, that BMW, a lot of Beamers here in the mix, a Pro Spec Championship. A lot more settled, maybe shook the nerves. Outside zone 1, shaky. See that correction there from the front wheels. Little quick counter. Does make some slight adjustments to get it into the outside zone 2. And that final inside clip. So Daniel Malvasio, like I said, from his first run to now, I think kind of shaking out the cobwebs.
Yeah, they're taking the lessons they learned.
Yep.
And just it's nice that they get new life, not only on the return run, but here. Just a lot of mistakes he needs to polish up. Transitions are a little shaky at times. You can see that front wheel kind of changing its angles. You can see his steering input there, and he's grabbing angle changing through the outer zone 2, wide on that view anyway, through inner clip 2, and over here is wavering through touch and go. But the main thing here is that he's going to be able to compete. He's going to be able to put on a show for us tomorrow, and that's what they're all about. So let's get in there. A little shy on outer zone 1 from the drone view. Bringing it around. Probably the second hatch mark, I would say, and a little late transition coming out of the horseshoe. Nice proximity there, and sends it home. Back to the grid.
Look at the stand. Return to sender. Is it fair to say return to sender? Send it down the hill, and then you return back up, so you return to sender. All right.
Well,
return to sender.
I won't try and get too technical.
72.66. Daniel Malvasio gets a 72.66, gets third position out of the Q2. All right, the Ford Mustang here.
Chris Leonard.
Chris Leonard. All right, see what Leonard's got cooking here.
Hopefully they got that clutch issue sorted out so he can get that pony rolling.
Pony rolling, head on the highway. Chris Leonard initiates inside flip. Oh, comes out of it, and kitty litter bound. Skirt, skirt.
That's going to be his weekend, Jared, unfortunately.
Leonard having some issues with the clutch. Goes into kitty litter, and
I'm not entirely sure the clutch was the culprit there.
You could just see, unfortunate for Leonard.
I can appreciate the amount of angle he was throwing in there, but it was a little too late.
Smart man.
Not enough speed. Yeah.
Makes his way on the grass. Thank you. Proper housekeeping. Yeah, I don't think the clutch was there. I think just not much track time.
Yeah, he's got JTP's angle in there. He definitely used all of it. Maybe just some more
clutch
seat time.
Again.
Yeah.
Oh man, pulled the trans 3 times. Clutch issues. So
yeah, that's not an easy feat on that.
No. Yeah, you're familiar with that, right? So unfortunately, Chris Leonard is a scratch. We'll see him at round 2 of the Link Engine Management.
There it is. Yep. Look at that. Just I don't know if he couldn't. Maybe it was a clutch issue. Looking at this again, it looked like it was parking, and if the clutch was slipping and he couldn't pour the throttle back on, it would have been. He could have saved it. So we'll have to maybe get with him later, just for my own sake, to fill my curiosity.
All right, taking a look at the Ford Mustang going off. Chris Leonard. Beautiful day out here. Formula Drift, and this the bread man. Talking about rye O'Connor.
Rye bread only.
Rye, exclusively rye bread.
He changed his Instagram handle. I was kind of bummed because it was
bread man.
No, it's not anymore.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
It's a bummer, dude.
Bread man, so now he's just good old-fashioned rye bread. Rye O'Connor in his non-stop tuning GT86.
Supercharged V8.
Let's see what we got here for Rye. Clear to send. Let's go. Advancing on with Q2, second qualifying run for our drivers that didn't get into the top 24. Rye O'Connor initiates. First inside clip. Oh, got into the dirt. Whoa.
That's ejecto.
that inside clip just goes shooting out the back inside into outside zone 1, just barely almost dropping a tread in outside zone 2. A lot more aggressive driving from Rye O'Connor. Out to touch and go, and then final clip.
Final clip is deleted, so I mean, there's got to be some X factor points in, I hate to use the word yeeting a clip across the track.
yeah, that thing. Skirt, skirt, yeet.
Here we go. Yeah, kind of a middle of the road. I think he came up short. Yeah, he kept it together. I'm not sure if that'll be an incomplete or not, if there was enough wheels off. Judges are kind of looking at that, I think, and filled out our zone 1 despite the deficit there on the entry. Coming close through inner clip 2, finishing it out. Could kind of hear a bog there on the live run. Getting nice and close to the touch and go. Swings it around to the Phantom now inner clip 3 that he deleted off the track and returning to the sender. Look at that, just T-boned her right in there and then ejecto. It was amazing. I bet you can't do that again, right? So I like how we filled the zone there and use a very little handbrake there coming around to the inner clip 2. Good transition. Again, I think whether it was the grippiness of the car or just the gearing, you kind of hear it was just on that cusp of either breaking the tires loose, needing a clutch kick, or what have you. So Ricky's gonna replace that clip. Maybe the Road Atlanta staff got that other one. I don't know if that's the same one or not, but he's got spares. We got the sweeper out there, and we'll get the next one out here soon.
Clean up on aisle 1. Remember, we have a break in between Pro Spec and Pro Qualifying, which will be this evening. So Ryan O'Connor, that isn't incomplete, so that will be a 0 for Ryan O'Connor. His weekend is done. So unfortunately for Ryan O'Connor, he is out.
That is unfortunate.
It is very unfortunate for Ryan O'Connor.
I want to speculate. Looking at Chris here, looks like maybe it was the 3 wheels off there and the T-bone of the clip. I think it would have been unchaseable, bottom line.
Yeah, you can't follow him. Can't follow him into the dirt.
Yeah, the chase car in that situation would have been probably 5 wheels off the course.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you can see Lickliter, O'Connor, Leonard, incompletes. We have a few more drivers left to go. If we fail to get 32, guess what? Ben Hobson will get a bye. So we need 8 drivers in order to fill the top 32. But if we get 7, guess what? Number 1 qualifier, Ben Hobson will get a bye run. Nate Chen, I believe, is sitting 2nd. So that'd be the fast pass into 16.
That's the burnout box.
Lickliter there. Seeing Lickliter, Human Rahimi.
Jaden.
Oh, that's not Jaden. That's Lickliter.
Is that Advani? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Lickliter, Human Rahimi. So there we are, taking a look at the live bracket showing up. It will change, but you can see, again, number 1 qualifier, Ben Hobson, Nate Chen, and Jaden, that 15-year-old, just 2 days ago, man. So
it's amazing.
Jaden sitting 3rd. So that's how it's shaping up. This isn't final. This is unofficial, and it will adapt and change given how qualifying ends up after these second qualifying runs. All right, still cleaning up here the course. Driver jumping into the pedal commander burnout box. The tractor pulling off. And we'll continue with the action. All right. So there is Lickliter jumping in. You can see the scores ticking by. Again, Kanapik, you see his name up there. Advani, that's the other driver that we see up there. So Rahimi, Advani, Lickliter. We just saw O'Connor, we saw Leonard earlier, unfortunately, and Zandara Kennedy. They will not be competing after 2 incompletes, unfortunately. Lickliter, let's see what you got. See if you can get in the show. Tomorrow's main event for round 1 of the Link Engine Management Pro Spec Championship. Lickliter through the start chicane. Wheels blending in with those cones. The high vis green yellow into that first inside clip. Big massive angle there from Lickliter. Slides past. Whoa, uses all the course. Almost gets into the kitty leader, but does salvage it. Outside zone 1, a little shimmy. You see him. Oh no. Not getting to outside zone 2. Way off. That 3rd tick mark. I will tell you, yeah, just you hear him. Clutch kick. Yeah.
Get the feet magic going.
Woo. Tiptoe through the window. So
it's not an incomplete?
Not an incomplete, but will that be enough?
Yeah, I just wonder. I'm not sure if a lot of these guys have quick changes or not. He might have a long change, as I like to call it, right. But I think for this course anyway, he could probably use some better gearing. So coming out of there in the outer zone 1 fills it primarily, comes up super short in outer zone 2, and far off on inner clip 2. Brings it around, that thing was bogging. I was kind of trying to clutch kick for him up here in the tower here, and he comes pretty wide off of the touch and go and finishes out the run. So looks like he'll have some numbers and be in the show anyway. I did like his entry here. It was nice and aggressive, but it kind of set him up to be a little late in the game for the transition going into outer zone 1, and needed that commitment coming up the hill. Needs all the gas, and unfortunately, I'm getting from the brain, Brian Eggert, that it is an incomplete.
Bow, bow, bow. Unfortunately,
no, I'm not sure why. Maybe I can get some explanation.
Going into outside zone 1, just washy corrections. So that link going from inside clip 1 to outside zone 1, I heard Brian explain that to you. So just very unchaseable.
Yeah, so it came too spicy.
Just wonky.
After hearing that, you can kind of envision the chase car getting kind of wadded up there.
Absolutely. So unfortunately, Lickliter will be parking it for the weekend.
But we got some chances to fill those voids in the bracket, right? So
absolutely.
We'll keep it rolling.
Remember, we have round 2 of the Pro Championship here this weekend, and then Pro Spec. Round 2 will be at E-Town, June 22nd, 24th, because we have 4 within the 8. So we got here, Georgia, Englishtown, St. Louis, Missouri, and Grantsville, Utah, making our way back to Utah Motorsports Campus. Here we go, Rahimi. Rahimi coming down. He went to that kitty litter hard. Let's see if he can keep it tight. A lot of handbrake there. Oh, he holds on. Passing up the hill into the outside zone 1. Rahimi, this is what This is what Stuckey was talking about. Look at that. What a contrary to what we saw earlier on his first run. Look at that. Rahimi put it together in the Woman Life Freedom Zanzandegi Azadi 370Z. Rahimi. So well done there.
Yeah, definitely. It's Judge, I can't really see how close he was there, but definitely a good performance here with that snail-fed LS he's got under the hood of that 370Z. I'm fairly certain it's the same chassis. I think he still has power windows in this thing, kind of a side note, but the car might not be the loudest on grid, but with the turbos feeding that LS, it definitely sounds the smoothest as it comes around here. Just pretty good textbook. Checking all the boxes, making a good show, and making it in the show is the most important thing. So you can see him kind of have to make a correction there in the entry. He's pouring on the throttle here in the outer zone 1. Good little foot brake there. You can see the front of the car kind of dive down as he makes that small correction there. But it is a decel zone. Nice proximity through the inner clip 2, and pouring on the throttle again. Getting around there to the touch and go, and a little lazy transition coming into the finish line and through the inner clip 3. So,
what a contrast!
Yeah,
that was great,
like
man.
Said,
and that's
it's like you said it. You said it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, obviously the M-Spec driver Stuckey, he said it in regards to seeing what.
You're just the relay. You're the relay guy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just edutainment, baby, having some fun. '80, boom! Look at that, Rahimi with authority.
And some X factor.
Yeah, look at that little X factor, a little 1 out of 10. So Rahimi.
Now we got Advani. It looks like approaching the start line here.
Getting in the mix. So
pretty sure that's an NALS that has ITBs in there. That's an independent throttle body. So it's a high-strung pushrod V8 under the hood of that Corvette.
The HP Chasers, Advani. From the IE from Riverside, Richard Advani coming down the hill, second ever run. Yeah, just temper it. Come on, keep it going. Wind it up. There we go. The Link engine management vet. Oh, weeble wobble. Look at him. You see him shimming his way into outside zone 2. Advani. I think it sounds like an IMSA car. Oh, that's gonna be it.
Unfortunate.
Dude, the thing sounds.
Yeah,
insane.
Progress is progress. I mean, that's the farthest he's made in the course. Yeah, gotta give him credit where it's due. So, just very commendable effort.
Too much, unfortunately, comes to a halt. I mean, if he wouldn't have stopped, I think that was on pace. But unfortunately, that's gonna be an incomplete. Yep. Unfortunately for him. All right, so Advani, another incomplete. Will we have a full field? 32. I mean, we've seen a couple
How many chances
incompletes.
we got left?
Take a look at that ticker. Again, 24 drivers on their first qualifying run, the remaining drivers. All right. All right, so again, a couple on the bubble as far as scoring. So, and we are going back to the
Ferrar.
Shin Choku, Factory 83, S13, Zach Ferrar. Shout out to Ian, Factory 83. Doing it for the factory. Zach Ferrar on the start line. New livery, kind of has that JDM flair.
Wastegates for days.
Yeah,
wastegate exits.
Yeah, let's go. Zach Ferrar coming down the hill.
Nice.
Lost his front bumper. That was, yeah, you just said it. Nice flick. Look at the flick of the wrist into and up. See how he handles. You see a quick little correction there. Massage it into outside zone 1. Falls short on outside zone 2. Yep, there we go. Back down the hill. Ferrar keeps it together. Just keep between the lines where the rubber meets the road, and you might find yourself in 32 tomorrow.
Hopefully that wasn't too much off there.
Yeah, a little gravel machine gun there to end the run.
That was another one of those runs where if it wasn't being judged, it was still exciting. You know, had a lot of snappy transitions, a lot of risks involved, especially this entry here, taking out the interclip one. Thought I was going to come around on him, but he kept it together. A little wobble there. The car almost straightened while he wasn't getting deep enough from outer zone 1. Never even touched outer zone 2, coming around interclip 2, bringing it around. Middle of the road angle there as he comes around to finish it off here. So I think the rumble strips is kind of in a gray area there, but I think at most it was 2 wheels off. So we'll see what the judges have to say. Could have committed a little more at his entry speed, but other than that, it was a run. So coming up short, coming around, interclip 2, bringing it around, pouring on the throttle, that JZ, and sending it back.
All right, so losing all his bumpers, Zach Ferrar.
Yeah, that's a talent, Jared. I don't know if you know that, to delete a bumper mid-run.
There you go, 72. Zach Ferrar does find himself in that position number 5. Just a few drivers left to go. That should put him in the mix unofficially. All right, few more drivers left to go. Thank you to Type S, the official lighting of Formula Drift. Type S having a party on Tuesday night over at Z1 Motorsports. Larry Chen out there. I saw Forsberg out there. Type S boys are in the building. Thank you for joining us out here. Type S. You'll see the LED lights be glowing underneath the cars. Tomorrow night, Saturday night. If you haven't picked up your Type S lighting, many different variety of products, but the official lighting of Formula Drift, Type S.
I think we got them lined up on the jersey barriers there too, so it's always a cool sight.
Yep, man, this place is going to be bonkers. Saturday night, of course, tomorrow for Pro Spec, but Saturday night it's gonna go ham sandwich, as you said.
Yeah, I feel like it's a combination of like Burning Man, Coachella, and drifting all in one.
Yeah.
with this venue.
Yeah. Man, that clip is taking some abuse, man.
Yeah, it's a good thing we got spares in the boneyard there, and Ricky never gets tired of picking him up.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, I just told myself
that's his job. Yeah, you're just telling yourself that. Yeah. So there's 7 guys with scores. How many remaining drivers? We have 2 remaining drivers. So, all right, so Blake Olson and Casey Cole, they are the, yeah, because Knappich is out. So Olson and Cole, the 2 remaining drivers, and we have, so the higher score, well, no, I mean, yeah, exactly. So they need better than a 68.66. So if you got a 68.67, if you really want to lock it in, get a 69, and you're going to get into the show. So Blake Olson, Casey Cole are 2 remaining drivers. So you want to be 69 or higher, and you'll be in the show. On the bubble right now is Trevor Root. So if either Casey Cole or Blake Olson get a higher score than 69, we're talking about Root. Remember, the pro competition going down at 7:45. That's qualifying at 7:45. We'll be back out here with our pro drivers, round 2 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship, back here at 7:45. Matt Sopa, you're going to be heading out. Obviously, you're going to be, are you doing the start line this evening?
You betcha.
All right, so you'll be back up at the start line. Joining me here in the booth will be co-founder and president of Formula Drift, Ryan Sage, back in the booth, keeping it flossy, keeping it clean. As right now, we're seeing Casey Cole. All right, Casey Cole coming down the hill. As you said, his wife has spotted him, giving us some insight on what's going on. Had some issues, but now seems to get it dialed. Overcooks it. Oh, looks like he had some issues there coming down the hill. Now into outside zone 1, in outside zone 2. Comes up a bit short. And a wide swing. Barely brings it back in on inside clip in the keyhole. So again, 69 or better will lock him in. Is that enough? Your thoughts, Sopa?
Man, there's a couple of X factor opportunities there, but it kind of also bit him as well because he had a lot of angle in that snap, but he also had to overcome that coming back up the hill. So we'll take a look at that closer when we. Yeah, awesome entry. Almost overcooked it there, kind of stalled. Still chaseable, coming up the thing, and pouring on the throttle, but he also had to reduce his angle to reach outer zone 2. So a little bit of a compromise there. We're coming around inner clip 2. He's keeping it, he's using all his angle. That's one thing I noticed on this run. He's constantly using his angle where he can, but when he had to pull back, it's kind of a deficit. He's not at that constant steering lock. So he's got the points on the board for sure. Good angle here, coming through inner clip 1, and the transition was like snappy, but then he stopped it from rotating so that he could get the bite to make it up the hill, and it helped him fill out the zones enough. He checked the boxes. He's got a score. I'm happy. I'm sure he's happy, and he found a way to drive through that mechanical kind of hurdle. Yeah, so good for him.
Yeah. Well, one driver left right now. Trevor Root biting his fingernails, and a 75. So he does better it. So right now, Trevor Root sitting on the bubble. If Blake Olson gets a 69 or higher, if he gets 69 or higher, Trevor Root is knocked out. All right, one driver left to go, and Root's fate sits in Blake Olson's hands. There we are. So these are the Q2 qualifying results. Josh Love locked in. Rahimi, Cole, Chesnutt, Novasio, Ferrar, Foley, and Root is in. But that is TBD for the NBTC, Blake Olson.
All the RPMs coming at us.
Yep. Right, big angle there for Blake Olson. Quick little shimmy. He does catch that clip. It's still chaseable at this point. He had that hiccup, but again, 69 or better. And Blake right now filling the outside zone 1. Barely almost gets to outside zone 2. Winding up, coming back down the hill. Tightens it up quite a bit. No, like that flip. I think that might be. Enough. Yeah, unfortunately for Trevor Root. Again, he sits on the bubble. It's TBD. Has a 68.66. If Blake Olson gets 68.67 or higher, Trevor Root's knocked out.
Just say how he was 90 degrees to the track surface there, but with the drift course, it lined him up perfect for the inner clip as he came in there. Kind of put on the brakes a little bit, coming in the outer zone too. So he didn't quite feel it. It did look like it from this angle, but not quite as much as we'd like to see. Good proximity coming through the touch and go, making a nice snappy transition, and middle of the road exit there, going through the finish and going back up to Max in the gang. Look at that angle coming out of there. Like you said, little shimmy and shake, took out our clip, our BC Racing clip, and made a really good run out of that mistake, because that can be set the precedence for the rest of the run as he unwinds it, coming back through the touch and go, and definitely did a good job. So I think, not a fortune teller, but I think it's better.
I think that's enough. I think that's going to be enough. Let's see. Blake Olson, yes it is. 79 is 79. So Blake Olson is in the show. Unfortunately, Trevor Root is knocked out. I'm so sorry, Trevor and his team. We will see you guys at E-Town for round 2 as the fans hanging out. Man, turn down your shirt, bro. I can't hear you. That's a loud shirt. Well, speaking of loud, we're going to tune it off. We're going to turn it down. I say don't go anywhere. Well, you can go somewhere for about 2 hours. Then we'll see you back here and there is our Pro Spec round 1 bracket shaping up 32. That goes down tomorrow. But again, join us back here 7:45 for our pro qualifying. Sopa, thanks so much, brother.
You know it, man.
You and I will be up here talking smack tomorrow for our Pro Spec competition, round 1 of the Link Engine Management Pro Spec Championship. Top 32 begins at 3:45, so tune in at 3:30 tomorrow if you want to see more Pro Spec. But again, tonight, 7:45, our pro qualifying going down here. 7:45 till we'll find out. So we find out who all top 32 is. Thank you so much, Matt Sopa.
Jared.
Thank you. Go head up the hill, bro. Grab a sandwich.
Yeah, I got to get some ham sandwich.
Get some ham sandwich. Thank you to Chris Yule, Brian Egger, Ryan Lontaine, Robbie Nishida, Ryan Sage, and everybody. Thanks for joining us out here. 20 years of FD. That's right. All kicked off here. This is the birthplace, the womb of Formula Drift, and we're back here 20 years. So we'll see you back here 7:45 for our pro qualifying. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Jared.